Formula One returns home. It's Bethlehem for motorsport fans. Welcome to Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. It's round 10 of the 2023 campaign, so far utterly dominated by Red Bull. This weekend in Silverstone though, weather could play a factor and another crazy race. After this we move away to a 2-week break before Hungary and Belgium lead us to the summer break. Then we return a month later at the Netherlands at Zandvoort, then the Italian Grand Prix to round out the European season. Then it's over to Singapore and Japan back to back before Qatar and the United States take us with sprint races before Mexico, Brazil the last sprint race of the year, United States once again at Las Vegas, and the season rounds out in Abu Dhabi. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, Max Verstappen leads on 229 points, Sergio Perez now on 148, Fernando Alonso 131, Lewis Hamilton on 106, Carlos Sainz 82, Charles Leclerc 72, George Russell the same, Lance Stroll 44, Esteban Ocon 31, Lando Norris rounds out the top 10 on 24. Pierre Gasly has 16, Nico Hülkenberg 9, Alexander Albon on 7, Oscar Piastri 5, Valtteri Bottas also 5, Zhou Guanyu is on 4, 2 apiece for Tsunoda and Magnussen, no points so far for Logan Sargent and Nick de Vries. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull have 377 points, Mercedes in second on 178 are only 3 clear of Aston Martin on 175, Ferrari closing them in on 154, Alpine now on 47, McLaren on 29, Haas have 11, Alfa Romeo on 9, Williams on 7, AlphaTauri only on 2. Let's take a look around a former RAF airbase. It's Silverstone, 3.660 miles, 18 turns and some of the best corners on the planet. It's Bethlehem for Formula One. This is where it all started in 1950. Get a good exit out of the last corner club, across the line and hurtle down towards turn 1 at Abbey. 8th gear flat out, lift over to 7th, then just coast down towards Farm, back to full throttle. First heavy wheel braking spot down all the way, 3rd gear into Village. 2 tight left-handers coming up, the loop as well, which opens up the throttle slightly before a fast attack into Aintree. DRS open as you enter down the Wellington Straight towards Brooklands, reaching maximum RPM as well. Fly the car in 5th gear, control the acceleration as well through Brooklands into Lovefield. Double apex corner as well. Be careful not to make the car slide out as well. And attack through a long sweeping right across the National Start Straight at Woodcote. Next up, it's the fearsome Cops Corner. If you can take it flat out, perfect, but don't be afraid to brake and lift down to 7th gear. Attack back to full throttle for the first 2 parts of the Maggotts-Beckett complex. Flat out before lifting slightly as well, 7th gear. Beckett requires quite a lot of braking as well, down to 5th gear as you attack onto Chapel now. Open up the DRS once again and down the Hanger Straight. Once again, the engine is singing as you head down towards Stowe, named because of the Stowe School just behind the grandstand. Fitting the car in 5th gear corner as well, down the slight crest down towards the pit lane entrance, in towards the Vale chicane, brake at 70 metres into 3rd gear, flick the car into the left, then the right. It becomes double almost apex because it leads into Club at turn 18 across the control line, and that is a lap of Silverstone. It's the British Grand Prix live from Silverstone. It only happens once a year and it is the sporting capital. Welcome to our extended build-up show for the British Grand Prix. There's a lot of nervous energy in the air as well. There's so much on the line. Max Verstappen taking pole position yesterday by 0.3 of a second to Lando Norris in second. So this is going to be fun. Piastri up there in third, Leclerc fourth and Sainz in fifth. It's going to be that kind of day. Out in the sunshine though, it's Josh T ready to go. Hi Josh, British Grand Prix day, the best day of the year.
Yeah, it really is. Hello, everybody. As you said, Josh, an extended build-up to the 2023 Grand Prix, and it's going to be a good one. I can feel it.
Well, let's waste no time then and head straight down to the track because Laura Winter has caught up with George Russell.
Well, welcome to race day here. What is to come from Mercedes today on home soil from P6?
Race day, yeah, super excited. Car's feeling good. The weather's going to be an interesting one, but I feel like we can move forward and we can fight for a podium. No reason why we can't.
How's that race pace looking comparative to those around you, the likes of Ferrari and Aston Martin, indeed McLaren as well?
Yeah, I mean, Lando and Oscar are the big unknowns. They did a really great job yesterday, but yeah, it's going to be tight. We're going to have to be fast around the pit stops and have a better tyre day.
And finally, one word for the fan support that we've seen out here for the home British drivers.
It's unbelievable to see how much support there is every year. I was at the fan zone yesterday where we had probably 45,000 people. I stuck my head in at the Will I Am concert and everyone was just boogieing away, and you know, it's just such a great atmosphere. I feel like this is like a mini Glastonbury, and this is the best race of the year. I'm jealous of all of these people here because I want to enjoy it one year from a stands.
I'm sure it's to come. For now, there are lots of racing. Thanks so much, George. Good luck.
George Russell down there as the cheers begin around here at Silverstone. We'll be going backwards and forwards. Omi's joined us now as well up here in the comms box. He too in an outside broadcast area. Hello Omi, how are you doing? You looking forward to the British Grand Prix? There you go.
Hello. Yes,
hello.
I am really. Yeah, I'm really.
Sorry,
looking
let's
forward
hear
to
from
the
Lewis.
British Grand
For
Prix.
you on the grid today, what is the plan for Mercedes? What do you think is possible?
Well, with this crowd, anything's possible. So, and the weather we have, what a great, beautiful day we have here today. So, I'm really, honestly, I see so many of our caps, so much support here. I really just want to try and give them the best race ever. So, just moving forwards, just looking forwards.
This crowd's pretty special, isn't it?
It's not pretty special. It is incredible, and the support we get from here is just like nowhere else in the world. And it's such an honor and privilege as an athlete to be in your home country and receive the support that you get. It's once in a lifetime experience.
And finally, where's your fight today, do you think, comparative to the Ferraris, McLaren, Aston Martin?
Difficult to know. I mean, obviously in the last race, the Ferraris were quicker than us, the McLarens were quicker than us, and they both have the upgrade now. But I'm hoping that our race pace can either match them or be as strong as them, and yeah, attack.
Oh, the crowd will love to hear that. Thank you so much. Lewis Hamilton, enjoy every second of today. Good luck. Thank you.
Just listen to that buzz of the crowd. They interrupted poor Omi. Let's get him back. Hello Omi, over to you.
Hello. Yes, I'm really looking forward to this race. We obviously have two McLarens in the top three. Hopefully, they can take the lead on at turn number one. And I'm kind of hoping that Verstappen does have a bit of an issue, so we do get a bit of a good race. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. Usually the best race of the F1 season. So hopefully this year will be the same.
The drivers just piling out a few moments ago onto some beautiful vintage cars. It looks absolutely fantastic to see as well. Looks like it could be close. We've got to talk about yesterday's qualifying as well, guys, to start off with. We're going to have to speak with it throughout the hour. Max Verstappen, Josh, getting the pole position right at the line, 0.241 of a second quicker than Lando Norris. That was just absolute insanity. Norris, where did that pace come from in the McLaren? He was electric, as I think we're going to hear in a second from Charles Leclerc. Going down there. Yeah, Laura is with Charles Leclerc. Or he's trying to get to him, at least. It's getting quite comical as he gets into his car. Thumbs up. Okay, down to you, Laura.
Hi.
Natalie.
Beautiful day at Silverstone. What a day to go racing. How do you feel about starting P4?
I feel good. I mean, yesterday I didn't put exactly everything together, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to today. It's always been a track where we've been fast, and now we need to prove it today.
You obviously missed a whole practice session, which gives you a lack of data in terms of race pace, but you were rapid in FP3. So what do you think the chances are of overtaking those McLarens early doors?
I'll do my best. I think it's important to overtake them pretty early already in the first lap, otherwise they can create a bit of a DRS train. But let's see what's possible. I think the pace will be strong even if I missed FP2.
Have a fantastic race.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's Charles Leclerc as well. He's really struggling. Right, one more time. We'll try from Josh as well.
Joined now by
Max.
Max Verstappen, who is in a very snug fit in this classic car.
We're having a bit of a romance going on here, so yeah, good stuff.
Love it. Max, 5th consecutive pole. Congratulations. I mean, at the moment, it seems it's an absolute task for anyone else to beat you. What's the plan for you today?
Have fun, and hopefully, of course, we can have a good race. I mean, the car has been really good so far this whole weekend again, so hopefully we can show that today.
And with Perez starting P15 as well, I guess strategy can come into play.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's quite straightforward for us, but you never know. I mean, even maybe some rain coming around, you never know.
And a win today for Red Bull would be a new record for the team as well, 11th consecutive. I know records may not play on your mind, but it would be something, wouldn't it, for the team after this period of domination?
Yeah, I mean, it would be great, but yeah, we're just focused on having a good result.
And just a few words in Dutch, please.
Ja, tot nu toe natuurlijk gewoon weer een sterk weekend en hopelijk dat we natuurlijk ook weer een sterke race kunnen rijden.
Look at this fatherly hand around your shoulders. Enjoy. Thank you, Max. Good luck.
I think Cynthia would have appreciated that most of all. Right, let's talk about Verstappen and Josh T. Let's start off with McLaren. An incredibly strong performance, I think, going forward. Do you think Norris could take a surprise win here if Max has trouble?
Absolutely. Lando Norris is going to be up there. The McLaren shirt on for McLaren's support, but Max Verstappen yesterday did a 1:26.720. Lando Norris did a 1:26.961. So only a couple of around 10.
Alex Albon's actually taking his shoes off. He's in the lap of luxury.
2
in
seconds.
This classic car. Have a look. There we go. You weren't expecting that, were you? Compared to Max Verstappen, who's squished in. Alex, look, a brilliant weekend so far for the Williams. So much genuine pace here. What about race pace here on race day?
Yeah, firstly, these few picks aren't for free. Yeah, no, it's going well. It's been an amazing weekend so far. We have to almost, it feels almost disappointing to be P8, but we have to be realistic. I think that's the best we could have done. As you said, points are on the table. We've got a very quick Alonso behind us, and obviously Checo's going to come through, so we need to bear that in mind, but still, I think we've got a good car. We should be okay. Let's see what the weather does. Obviously, we hope it's dry, but yeah.
British Thai driver, of course, plenty of support for you here. How much has that meant?
It does. It means a lot. I mean, the fans' energy here is insane. I mean, we were in Piccadilly on Wednesday, and it blew me away. So it's very special here. I feel like it's busier than ever. It feels insane, but yeah, very, very proud to be able to race around here.
And finally, tired egg, race pace. How much of an eye are you keeping on that?
Yeah, big eye on it. Let's see.
Let's see what you can do. Thank you very much, Alex. Best of luck.
Alex Albon there talking with Laura as the field set off. Right, try once more, Josh T, but you're probably going to get interrupted soon.
Well, I mean, I was kind of done, but yeah, just quickly, amazing from the McLaren, but that was a perfect timing.
It was. It really was perfect timing. Omi, let's 2 seconds. Gasly.
Well, yeah, P10 for you today, and I know it was a tricky day yesterday in terms of extracting pace. What's possible on race day?
I think it was a good day. We managed to bring it to Q3. Obviously, we're struggling a little bit at the moment with overall performance, but we'll try everything we can, and I really hope for the home race, for the whole team, we can get a couple of points. So we'll fight for it on track, and yeah, we'll try everything out there.
We look forward to seeing it. Thanks, Pierre. Good luck.
That's Gasly there, starting the race down in 10th position. But Omi, just coming to you, quite the contrast. Max Verstappen in pole position, but Sergio Perez out in Q1, qualified 16th, starts 15th due to Bottas getting disqualified for irregular fuel and not having enough. That's why he stopped on the track. But it really is do or die for Sergio Perez here this weekend. There's threats around they could lose his seat already.
Yeah, there is. So he's really got at performing, and really, even if he does recover, I wouldn't say that's good from him because he's meant to do that in the Red Bull. So I guess whatever he does today, unless he wins and beats Max somehow, I wouldn't really say I wouldn't really say that he's actually changed anything, and he needs to qualify well and be able to. Well, comfortably be second in that Red Bull. So, yeah, I wouldn't personally. Yeah, I'm not really happy with him.
Josh, in contrast, that Nick de Vries as well, qualified 2 positions down. He starts this race 18th on the grid, qualified 19th as well. He's in a lot of trouble here as Albon gets a cheer from the British crowd. Nick de Vries as well, 4 races to save his career. He's only got 3 of those left, starts 18th. He's not looking good, is he?
Yeah, he really isn't. He was one of 4 drivers who could not get into the 120 point yesterday. He had a 130.513, but Kevin Magnussen, who qualified in 20th, but has been bumped up to 19th due to Valtteri Bottas being disqualified. We'll get onto that a little bit later. But Magnussen doing a 132.378. He was really on the pace.
Lando Norris has stopped down at Luffield to throw some hats. He's got his traditional yellow bucket hat on as well, so we'll hear from him in a second. He'll be speaking, I believe, to Laura Winter and Natalie Pinkham. Lewis Hamilton just walking around now. 8-time winner of the British Grand Prix here as well. Omi, can he take a 9th for Hamilton? He starts 7th on the grid. He started there before and won. Is there an option for him here today to have this lunge up the field in that W14?
Anything is possible in the British Grand Prix, and he definitely doesn't have a chance if Verstappen has some issues, because yeah, McLaren did a brilliant job in qualifying, but we don't know how their race can go. Maybe they might drop down a tiny bit. Maybe McLaren outdrove the car in qualifying. So yeah, we'll see what Mercedes can do. And if Verstappen does have issues, I think it increases their chances. But anything's possible in the British Grand Prix. There will be some kind of drama. So they could find themselves, even with Verstappen not having issues, maybe if late safety cars and Red Bull don't pit and Mercedes do. You never know. That anything can happen in the British Grand Prix. So I guess it's a possibility.
Yeah, George Russell, Josh, as well, starts 6th on the grid. Best result for him. But let's head down to Lando now, his trackside.
I don't know about you, but this is a phenomenal atmosphere. A record-breaking 480,000 fans have come to Silverstone this weekend. And it feels like a majority of them are shouting for you.
Yeah, they're all here for me. No, it's amazing. I'm very thankful. There's so many fans. They make it so special for all of us, all of the Brits that are here. So I say a big thanks, and I'll try to do them proud today.
And obviously a quite incredible day. Quite incredible. We don't like to hear booing. No boos.
Max is a lovely guy.
A quite incredible day for the team yesterday. Just how much of a boost was it for you to see those updates working, not just in Austria, season best there, but to come here and put it on the front row at your home race?
Unimaginable. We really weren't thinking it. We had a great weekend in Austria. We weren't expecting to be as good as this here, but it's pretty insane, huh? I'm just a normal guy. I'm a normal guy, but they were cheering for you.
That's Max. With Lando.
So what they want to know is, can you hold on in the race?
We can. I think we have a good chance of getting a good result today. One that they can see me standing on the step somewhere. So that's our goal.
Great stuff. Like, I'm going to let you go and fire some T-shirts into the crowd. Do you feel confident about doing that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Go on, go.
He's got a cannon launcher now, and he's walking up into the gravel trap at Luffield now. Is Lando, and he throws his arm up, and it doesn't even get over the barrier. Lando, you're going to have to go closer than that, I'm afraid. Like, you're going to have to really walk up and go closer. There you go. Closer you go. I feel there's some woos coming as well as Max Verstappen goes through. Did it get through that time? Yes, it did, over the barrier. Nicely done there from Lando. He's firing a couple of T-shirts out there too. The yellow helmet as well. Yes, JD, we're on here a little bit earlier than normal, a whole hour earlier as well, as Lando throws another T-shirt grenade out. We're on here a lot earlier than normal because it is the British Grand Prix, so of course we're going to do a big build-up. Undershot, no overshot. He's going to throw it over his arm now. Oh, whatever you do, Lando, he's going to do it. There we go. Oh, they've gone over the grandstand. They've gone over the grandstand. Okay, only Lando Norris can get away with that. He's going to throw another one now. One more over the top. Nicely done. Yeah, this is our extended build-up to the Grand Prix. We've got some trackside footage for you as well that Jess shot for us yesterday that we're going to show you, and I'll narrate over. I'm sure the boys can get it up on YouTube to keep an eye on things. They'll certainly hear it. It's quite loud, the entertainment that we're going to be hearing. Natalie wants to do one now as well. Is Natalie gone like it's gone over? They've run out of T-shirts, but one went over the crowd. They're getting more T-shirts. Okay, that's always fun. Let's talk about Ferrari then, and we'll start with you, Omi, with your main team. Charles Leclerc starts 4th on the grid. Carlos Sainz starts 5th. Strong performance for them, but we were expecting much more. We were expecting much more from the team. When in the practice sessions, practice 1, Leclerc was 5th, didn't take part in practice 2, fastest in practice 3, but Sainz, 7th practice 1, 2nd in practice 2, 6th practice 3, now 5th. Do you reckon they could score a podium?
Well, they definitely have a shot, but it just mainly would depend on how McLaren's race pace actually is. And also, as I said, if there's any drama, then it opens the door for really anyone. So it really does depend on McLaren's race pace is. So I think that'll pretty much decide whether they will be on the podium or not.
Lando's prematurely fired. It's got no oomph left in it. He's shot it too many times. How many innuendos can you get within 5 seconds? Anyway, Lando's gone back in. The crowd are happy, and he's into this lovely Bentley as well, an open-top green Bentley. Think John Steed in the Avengers. It's that type of beautiful car that they've got as well. There is a problem with your satellite signal. Your recordings and on-demand services may still be available. For help, press AK. Okay, that's slightly alarming. That I've got no signal up here in the comms box. I'm hoping it comes back to me, but the skybox has just gone off. So guess what? Canada's happening again. The Canadian Grand Prix is happening. Yeah, it's bone dry outside, so I've no idea what's going on. Luckily, it's not. We've got quite a bit of time to race time, but also the fact that that means we're losing some other things. I've got the blue screen of death then at the moment as Lando comes through. I'm hoping it might just be the same. Hang on.
So why do Sky still put things off?
Oh, I know what's happened. I just need to go backwards. You know, it's that blue screen of death again. I need to go tell Megan. So, Omi, let me tell you something quickly. Esteban Ocon, what do you think of his chances? And Gasly's 13th on the grid for Ocon. Gasly starts up there as well in 10th position. Has he got a shot here at some decent points? Alpine, I think, have been the favourite team throughout the entirety of the weekend so far.
You cut out a bit. Are you asking about
what Yes, that's what I'm asking. Sorry, the crowd's getting so loud in our ears. Right, there we go. I'm asking about Alpine, and Josh T's got a wind thing on or whatever. Go on.
Yeah. So about Alpine, well, it's a team that sometimes is up there, but they can sometimes be low. So it really just does depend. Ocon, Gasly, if the car is there, they will definitely pull the best out of their package to their ability. So I think they definitely do have a chance to Alpine to be fighting with maybe Aston, maybe can get in there with Mercedes. McLaren might be a bit too much of a stretch, but we'll see. Sometimes Alpine can turn it up, and I think at some point this season we are going to be seeing Alpine turn it up right to the max, and maybe even get close to grabbing a pole position. So it's really going to be interesting. Obviously they went on provisional pole in Monaco in Q3 until Leclerc, then Alonso, then it was Verstappen who took it away. But yeah, they are a team that can definitely contend, and I think they are on the upwards, but I think they just got to get a whole weekend together, and I'd say podiums are definitely not far away from them.
All coming in then as well as Josh T just working on stuff outside. The drivers have now all returned to the pit lane as well. They've completed their initial runs. The British Grand Prix build-up looking quite strong once again. We've got about 90 minutes until the green light goes on and the formation lap begins, and then about 93 minutes until the actual race starts. Let's go through how they all currently line up on the grid, though. I think that's important to talk about here for the British Grand Prix. Row 1, that sees Verstappen and... I'm sorry, Omi, it's you. Just mute your microphone. It's the wind's hitting your microphone and it's causing all sorts of things. Thank you. Just a sec. It's just causing some feedback. So it is Verstappen on pole position. Norris starts in second. Piastri is third. Leclerc fourth. Sainz is 5th, Russell 6th, Hamilton 7th, Albon 8th, Alonso 9th, Gasly 10th, Hülkenberg 11th, Stroll 12th, Ocon 13th, Sargent 14th, Bottas 15th, Perez is 16th, Tsunoda 17th, 18th for Zhou, 19th for De Vries, and Magnussen lines up in 20th place. Okay, we're going to try and get Jess up in the commentary box shortly as well, see if she's up for a phone call. Just giving her a quick message to say, you ready for a phone call? And it's looking quite energetic right now. Lando Norris waving to the crowd as well as he comes back in. He's the last driver in, of course he is, coming across. Not really wanting to do much out there, is he? So then, Josh T, coming to you. Just want to get your thoughts on something quickly. We've talked about everybody else on the grid, but the one team we haven't talked about that much is Haas. Magnussen 19th, Hülkenberg 11th. Some strong and weird performances from them once again. Do you reckon Hülkenberg, who's sort of shone here, best ever qualifying, was third back at the 2020 70th anniversary Grand Prix, 6th in a main race, of course, back in 2017. Has he got an option to get decent points, starts 11th, and could even get a podium if that weather comes into play? He's good around here, wet weather, we've seen it before.
Yeah, well, it is the British Grand Prix. Weather is always a factor. We've seen in races before, it starts off dry, then it absolutely downpours it, and then dry at the end of the race. The British weather is absolutely insane. And I can say that because clouds have just moved and I'm getting absolutely blinded. But yes, Haas can pull it out the bag if they want to.
Yeah, that's what the outside start of the show, I suppose, isn't the greatest to keep doing. I've stayed inside the commentary box because it's a bit chilly outside. But I've just realised there's so much we've got to do to get this commentary box set up. So during Martin's grid walk and all that hour, we're going to be running around quite a lot to get everything sorted here for the British Grand Prix, the 74th running of this great event. And Omi, just coming to you, pick as a winner. Who do you think is going to be on the top? Let's have one for Max winning, or dominating, or one without. So give us a surprise. Or do you generally think that Max just won't win the race anyway? We can't hear you. Okay, Omi's...
that's because I might have muted. that
there you go.
Because I've muted.
There you go. Try again.
I basically muted my mic.
Yeah.
I muted my headset and my phone at the same time. So, yeah. But I don't think Max is gonna win anyway, as I like to always go bold. So we're gonna go for 2 predictions: a Hamilton win and a Leclerc win.
Oh, okay. Neither of Max win. Josh T, your race win predictions. Are you going safe with Max Verstappen, or are you feeling on the wild side? Omi's given us 2 with a Leclerc and a Hamilton. What about you?
I'm going with Lando Norris.
Flat out Lando Norris?
Yes.
Okay, not too bad, not too bad. This is the kind of thing where 1018 has 1018 has all the races, has 18 turns. I think there's a few tracks that don't have that many turns. Austria doesn't have 18 turns. Austria's, I think, the fewest. He's only got 10 on the calendar. Of course, we used to have 8 back in Shakir on that little circuit. Lando's back in the pit lane now anyway, so we're just getting built up. We're ready to go then for all of the action. And qualifying was always entertaining yesterday, wasn't it, boys? We've talked about it a lot, but we're not going to see it just yet. But I want to show you this. If you direct yourselves to YouTube, you two, this is the best bit, I think. because we're going to mute that now because the track noise is done. They've all done the track parade. But take a look at this. This is what Jess has filmed for us from yesterday, and it is quite loud. It's the start of Formula 3, live at the track. So that's the start of the race for Formula 3. This is from Jess's grandstand point of view. This was the historic car demonstrations. There's a 2002 Jordan in there too. Let's turn up the volume, really enjoy it. Footwork. Here comes one of the 1992 Benettons. One for Schumacher, one for Martin Brundle. And this is the formation lap for when Formula 2 started yesterday under the safety car. See the amount of water it was on the track and the amount of spray they had to contend with. And watch as they come past Jess. This is just at safety car speed, this next clip. There's the safety car. This is the amount of spray they were kicking up on the formation laps alone yesterday. And I think Josh as well, you'll see in a second, it is quite a lot of spray, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Like when it rains at Silverstone, the spray is absolutely insane. If it rains a lot, with the Formula 1 cars and the Formula 2 and the F3 cars and the Porsche. So all of the support series which are here today, there is a lot of spray that is created by these cars.
Here's Ollie Behrman and Frederick Vesting. This is Vesti taking the flag. And then Behrman's going to come in a second as well in the next clip. So the flags. Here's Behrman's on the flag. And then this is qualifying with Lando Norris in Q1. And this is Hamilton now at the end of qualifying. A lot of cheers, isn't there? Here's qualifying 3. Just listen to the cheer here for Lando across the line. Lewis didn't get pole. The crowd cheering for Lando. And this is Max now up to the line. Absolutely brilliant. The track just absolutely going nuts. And as we heard that as well. Thanks to Jess for giving those track images. 5 minutes worth as well. And I think Omi as well, just absolutely, the screams were brilliant as well from everyone. And the cheer for Lando Norris, and then the and the few boos for Max Verstappen sort of spoiling the British fun. But it is still an impressive front row of the grid. And I think as well, the cheers for Lando Norris, quite good, considering that some people, not all of them, some don't like him, but he is an incredibly popular driver as well. But I think he's got one of the biggest fan bases in the world as well.
Yep, incredibly popular. He is, and obviously most of the British fans would have been very disappointed because Norris went on to pole position, and then obviously Verstappen had a yellow sector too as well, but then he turned it around. But obviously if Verstappen already set his lap and Norris went into P2, then I think they wouldn't have been as disappointed. But yeah, you can also just hear Jess screaming in the background and getting so happy as well. Great to hear.
Yeah, Jess was shouting like mad. Josh, to you were watching and listening in on that one as well. How crazy was that just to witness? It makes you quite sad that we're sort of standing here, but we won't be able to commentate in that grandstand. It is so loud as well, the amount of cheers and everything. We would need literally the most powerful mics on the planet to be heard in all that mess.
Yeah, you would. It was absolutely insane, the atmosphere there. And I know it's going to be an even bigger atmosphere today.
So, so this is getting all good for this one. Just asking Jess if she's around. She is. Last time I heard from her, she was getting some food before it all got busy. But the amount of food things at Silverstone is unbelievable. So the drivers are all set. Then looks like it's going to be a dry race, which I think is brilliant news. We were all worried that the sort of weather radar was going to come in as we're having some issues. I think we need to dive in and out. I really need to step away from the comms box for a second, but we're sort of in a trap street situation here because we can't hear them. In fact, actually, I am going to do something very cheeky now, and I've just thought of it as a clever idea because we've got some time to kill before the pit lane opens anyway. Should we hear what the drivers had to say in the press conference yesterday? We usually never get to hear this as well. The qualifying driver wrap-ups from everybody, what was on F1.com. So I think that's a great idea. Let's listen then to what the drivers, let's all go on mute and we'll leave everybody listening for 8 minutes. This is what the drivers had to say after the qualifying session yesterday.
You know, it's never an easy qualifying if it's like that with the weather. But I think, yeah, we did everything well. Of course, the Q1 was quite tricky with that last lap. You know, there was a lot of traffic around, but you know that lap needed.
Well, we want to, but it keeps going funny.
Needed to be it, and yeah, needed to be it, and yeah, tires were of course a little bit cold, but we managed to make it work at the end. And from there on, it was all about just following the track as well. And then, of course, in Q3, you go to the limit. And, yeah, of course, very happy to be on pole. But also, yeah, I was quite surprised to see the two McLarens up there next to me.
Very happy. I mean, pleasure to do it here in front of the crowd, especially like the whole lap. I was just watching the crowd cheering and applauding. So was a nice lap. I pulled it out, I think, a little bit because my Q3 1 lap was pretty shocking. So, yeah, to pull it out and kind of put everything together on the last lap. And to be pole for a few moments until Max came along was pretty nice. So, yeah.
It gives a good home clap, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was very special. I mean, to do it here, especially for us as a team. I guess not just being selfish and saying me, but for Oscar to be P3 as well. For us as a team, it's pretty amazing. So. Very happy.
I think we were optimistic we could be more towards the front from yesterday. It was a bit of a messy day, but the overall pace seemed to be solid. I think going into today with the conditions we had before qualifying, generally our cars done quite well when it's like that. You know, Barcelona, we saw a similar thing. So I think there's an element of that, but you know, having the upgrades on both cars this week for the most part has definitely been a help. And yeah, I think we both put in solid laps too. So I'm very, very happy for myself to be back in the top 3. But it's a great day for the team as well.
I really think that it was in the car to go for the first row. Sorry, but it's life. I mean, I didn't do a good enough job. I pushed a bit too much in turn 15, and that costed me quite a bit. But it's like this.
Not bad. I think it was overall a decent quali. Just the competition was a bit stronger today to be in the front row or in the top 3, but we are a decent quali, again in very mixed, changing conditions, very tricky out there. But yeah, we had a solid quali.
We're not in a bad place. We know we have a fast race car. Our long run pace looked really strong yesterday. We thought we were probably 3rd and 4th quickest, Lewis and I on the long run, and 17th and 18th quickest in the quali spec. So, you know, we made some good gains overnight, and it's good to be that close to the second row.
I don't really know what to say, really. I mean, it was a difficult session for everyone, and naturally we wish we were higher, but I'm really, really happy for McLaren. To see McLaren up there, that's the highlight of the day for me.
We did a great job. We were, I don't know, I felt like during the week, most probably people were struggling with the conditions, with the wind, but we weren't from the very beginning, so we were maybe one step ahead, and everyone started to figure it out as the weekend went, and they caught up by qualifying. So, yeah, I mean, P8 is still a great place. We can score points from there.
I think we were not quick enough.
Obviously, still investigating why there are a couple of circuits, Barcelona, Austria, and now Silverstone, that we were underperforming. All three of them has a lot of high-speed content, so maybe there is something that we need to understand also in the high-speed corners. But this is a long race into the championship. 22 races. It's going to be up and downs for everybody. I think track characteristics didn't help our performance. Upgrades from our main competitors also put them a little bit in front of us. But the race is tomorrow.
It was very tricky. So on one side, I'm pleased we managed to get our way through Q3. And then on the other side, obviously, Q3 at the moment, qualified 9th last weekend, qualified 10th this weekend with another McLaren in front of us. So it's just, shows the evolution through the season, and we need to find more performance. So obviously we're working our way, race by race. We know we got stuff coming. I just feel like on a track like Silverstone, it probably highlighted a bit the weaknesses of our car a bit more than usual, and we know what we got to work on.
It was fine. It was fun. Tricky obviously with the damp and wet patches. It's quite sketchy and it can go wrong, but didn't go wrong. Still, I think good quali. Feel like I've pressed everything out of it, and it was close with I think with Alpine there, but not having DRS actually hurt us quite a bit. I think we're a bit more draggy and have more downforce than other cars, so missing DRS was not ideal for us.
A little bit disappointed not to have made it into Q3, or was that kind of the max in the way that you
I
had
think it was kind of what we were expecting, because we used the tires in Q1. Because of the red flag, we used 3 sets in Q1, and then we only had 1 set in Q2, whereas a lot of the other guys had 2 sets. So that's why we were competitive in Q1, but then in Q2 we were struggling.
A missed opportunity, I think, for us today. Unfortunately, it was not the ideal start of the lap. It was my mistake on that one, but it's not what prevented us from going into Q3 today. What prevented us was that Charles was on a 2 push lap strategy, and unfortunately we thought he was going to let us by turn 3, and unfortunately I was stuck behind him for half of the lap and lost half a second, so we're easily going to go through, which is difficult to swallow, but tomorrow is what matters, and hopefully we can push and recover.
For me, the first goal this weekend was to get to Q2. At least I did that. It was a tricky session. I mean, we can't catch a break from mixed conditions at the moment. I think a full dry session, things would have been a little bit different. But in the end of the day, the car was in a good place. It was challenging. I did my best. I think the difference there at the end of Q2, I had a U set there at the end, which had already done a full lap in Q1, and I just think I lacked a bit of grip there.
So I started to lose power on the in lap, and then the engine stopped, so we haven't got the car yet back, so need to have a look. Some technical issue.
How disappointing is that, given obviously the pace of the car looked all right out there?
It's very disappointing because...
Get ready.
Okay, that's an advert that's extremely poorly timed as well. Let's go back to them now and listen to them.
Yeah, for once seemed like we were there and with a real chance getting to top 10 potentially, but what can you do?
Oh, terrible session. Towards the end, I think the red flag lasted longer than we thought, and we stayed there waiting quite a long time, and I just couldn't put enough temperature into the tire.
How frustrating is it to start outside of the top 10 once again?
It's very frustrating, because we had a good Friday, the pace in the car was there, and we paid the price. I think in these tricky conditions is where I struggle the most with the car, so it's something that for us to understand as well.
Obviously I was aiming for Q2, which is probably possible, but at the same time I was really tight, and ended up like this so close, so it was quite frustration, but it is what it is, and yeah.
We didn't look too quick at all this weekend, but still I think potential was there. But obviously today I had no running. The only dry lap I did was the last lap of Q1, so I couldn't maximize everything. There's obviously margin everywhere, but the problem is when you have one lap the whole day, it's difficult to extract everything. So that was obviously frustrating in that sense.
Very tricky conditions. Obviously everyone wanted to get a banker lap in on the slicks early on because rain was coming. And I felt like we did decent at that time. Unfortunately, we couldn't quite keep that position because there was time left for another lap, and it became a kind of one lap shootout. And yeah, we just didn't quite perform when it mattered in those final conditions.
So you stop out on track. What happened?
I still haven't heard. Came straight from the car to here, but everything switched off. I had no power steering, nothing. So yeah, I don't know what it is.
Always alarming when the drivers don't know exactly what is wrong with them as well. Sky F1, with it being the Ashes series, have divided up a team. Lando Norris, Damon Hill, Rachel Brooks, Martin Brundle, all them playing the cricket as well. We'll swing by over to them, and when we finish, we'll be ready for lights out. First up to bat, though, it's Lando Norris.
Right, okay, here we go.
Nice and easy, Oscar. Otherwise, I'll take you off in the next race.
Oh, a bolt.
Nah.
Yes, hard in, that's hard in. Good stuff, lovely stuff, Australia.
Go, Skip.
I didn't touch it, shut up. I'm not doing very well here, am I?
The idea is to score some runs.
Oh, he's a spinner.
Running up.
Run.
Yeah, yes.
It's a four.
Well about it.
First one on, well done, Damon.
Catch it!
Thank you.
Legend! What a catch!
Yes, that's it. Oh, they're going to run. Race.
And Lando Norris has taken a dive.
Tough work sometimes. It shows my commitment to my game.
If you bowl to me, Simon, be nice.
Always nice to see, isn't it, as well? The atmosphere getting underway as Simon bowled in, and Lando literally had to duck. He probably chucked it at him as well. And it's he's a world championship driver. Don't kill him.
If that hit me.
What? Right, Tammy, come on. Now Australia. It's only Mark Butcher. Oh, it's a back cut.
That's a beauty.
4 runs. Beautiful shot.
I'm going lefty.
All the way. A big old golf swing. Yes, I told you.
That's the best shot of the innings. And he did it left-handed.
Brilliant.
I'm a lefty, baby. I'm a lefty.
Coming your way, Nats. Oh, he's done it again.
Yes, Lando.
That's a shot. That's a great
Amazing.
Thank you, everyone. We're done.
We're batted, mate. We're batted.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, I was loving the commitment.
I'm not here to mess around.
A slow start but a strong finish from Lando Norris for England, but will that be enough to prevail against Australia?
It's a great pleasure batting for Australia.
As it should be.
As it should be. It's the first time. Put on the baggy green.
We can defend 34 easily.
We will.
Scoreboard pressure.
I'm just worried about Oscar. I reckon he's a silent killer, he's...
With the bat.
I reckon he still plays, at home.
It's only Lando bowling anyway, so I'll be all right.
Just a beautiful cover drive to start things off.
Yeah, and it's going to be over the arm from Lando, underneath the bat from Oscar, and a single run in.
You didn't even mean to do that, you lucky...
It's 4 runs, mate. It's 4. Doesn't matter how you get them.
I don't think it hit the boundary. I don't think it hit the boundary.
Dream start. Oh, God.
Australia batting harder.
You've got no chance, Lazenby. Don't hurt me.
Over the arm, Lazenby into bat, swings it out. Does it hit the boundary for 4? It does. 4 for Australia.
Now what you got, T? I'm slightly worried about this next ball.
Over the arm, straight down, Lazenby hits the stumps.
I didn't even see that.
Can I just have a little bit of advice before I go into bat, please?
I would say the idea is to step towards the ball.
Yeah.
And I think don't overthink it, just try and whack it.
Straight in once again.
Run!
Not taken, I'm afraid. Damon hits the stumps.
Right on, Nats.
Pink's just in. Hill to bowl to Piastri.
Yes!
And over the boundary for 4.
The Ashes have been won. We just won the Ashes, Natalie. How do you feel?
I always knew Nats wanted to be Australian.
A clinical display by Australia in their openers means it's the visitors that take the spoils.
Yeah,
Welcome to the first Ashes presentation of the summer. Sadly, this one has to go to Australia because we came second.
You have to give them one, eh?
Yeah, but I'm not actually giving the Ashes, I'm giving the Richmond's Ladies 11.
There we go, team. There we go. There we go.
You hate losing, don't you?
A beautiful game of cricket as we head down to the McLaren garage now with Simon.
In the end, it was Oscar Piastri and our team that took the spoils there. What I did notice from that, though, was just, I mean, teammates, doesn't matter what they play against each other at, they're just ultra competitive, and Oscar was having none of it from Lando, and vice versa.
I think Oscar had an advantage there, though. He could actually play cricket, couldn't he? It looks to me like Lando had never picked a cricket bat up
But
in
he
his life.
switched from right-handed to left-handed halfway through the
There's
innings
a
and hit a
telling
couple
point
of
already,
sixes.
but it was fun. I really enjoyed that piece.
Yeah, it's good. It was really good. But actually, a couple of things out. I just wonder, from Lando's perspective, having spent a couple of seasons with Daniel Ricciardo, and Daniel was just not getting the best out of the car, it's quite clear from what we saw yesterday that Oscar Piastri is the real deal, isn't he?
Absolutely. Look, I think there's a reason why Oscar was fought over coming into Formula One, and I think that's because everyone knew that he was a seriously talented young man. He's kept Lando relatively honest, especially considering it's his rookie season. Yesterday was, in my opinion, an outstanding performance to be only 1/100th of a second slower than your teammate with a car that actually doesn't have the same package on it. It's just incredible. So I think Lando is going to be thinking, okay, I've got a tough little kid on my hands here. Obviously, he had an easier time with Daniel Bizzardi over the last couple of years, and now he might have the pressure of Oscar Piastri on his hands.
Finally he has pressure. And he's still super young, we can't forget that. You know, Oscar is younger, but Lando is super young. It seems like he's dealing with the pressure really well. I mean, to put it second in front of your home crowd, which is already a massive amount of pressure, by the way, is great. So, no, this team has got a very impressive driver lineup, and for now, but especially for the future.
Yeah, well, Piastri cleaned up, didn't he, in the junior formula, so we should have expected this, shouldn't we?
Well, especially as he didn't race for a year, extraordinarily. So he's got it when he talks to him. He's got like just a steely, calm confidence and self-belief, and it shows up on the racetrack. He really does. I mean, he seems mature beyond his years, and how can we say that about some pretty handy drivers?
Quite enjoyed the King of the High Five yesterday, Zach. I mean, he was going through the garage, ruining people with his power. But look, he's pumped for it. The team's pumped for it. The thing is, it performed in Austria, these upgrades. It's now performed here at Silverstone. Peter Petromu, ex of Red Bull, he's the head of the aero department. They're going to be loving him right now and his team.
Yeah, first of all, those were some big high fives, and I think it was because it was slightly unexpected. They thought getting into Q3 was like, that was a great achievement for them. Yes, they were both cars, but second and third, fantastic. Yes, Zach did say Austria is a McLaren circuit. They're always going to be strong there. But to bring it here, a circuit that is predominantly aero, it does really bode well for the rest of the year for them. So yeah.
It really does bode well. They're getting ready for the start here. Coming up in the next few moments, Josh T, just coming quickly to you. The pit lane's going to open soon in around about 10 minutes' time. It's looking quite strong. As what do you think we could see in terms of the overall fly down towards turn one? We've got a red flag here on the opening lap for the last 2 seasons. There are rumours of protests going on, and I know it's unlikely. If anyone's watching or listening and you're thinking about protesting, don't. You will get killed. It's a very dangerous circuit. So what do you think? A red flag on the opening lap, or do you reckon we might go clean for the first time since 2020?
Well, I'm hoping we go clean for lap 1.
But I can sense a but coming.
Yeah, but
yeah, I thought so.
And there's a wasp that is around here, and it's just staying around. I'm like,
oh, there's a wasp.
Hi. Hello.
Well, you'll be back
Hello.
inside the studio shortly anyway when the pit lane opens. That's not too bad. Yeah, so I reckon we could see a crash. Last year it was pretty much unexpected, and the red flag would have come out anyway for the accident with Zhou Guanyu, and if the red flag would have come out with the protesters as well. Omi, what about you? You're back up now inside in your studio area. What are you thinking ahead of the Grand Prix today? Clean opening laps, or are we going to get some red flags? I'm going to say to him in just a second because he's eating, and let him finish having some snacks. I've had half a breakfast bar. Actually, no, I've had half my breakfast. I've yet to finish my full English I was given. So, yes, go on. What do you think? Red flag opening lap or go?
Yes, as I think Josh T would know, I told him that I'm expecting one.
You've got the whole British Grand Prix.
I'm hoping it's clean.
You've got biscuits and have you got a cup of tea up there? Full British Grand Prix experience. I don't know that. I haven't got a good drink yet. Wait for Martin Brundle.
Well, I mean, I'm having fish and chips for dinner, if that works.
I've got stew for dinner later. Stew and dumplings. So I don't think we can get more British with biscuits and fish and chips and stew. I think it's pretty much all being covered as we come through. Max Verstappen watching on. Josh T, are you sharing the pictures or am I? I can't remember.
You are. I can show them if you want.
Later, yeah. During the race, yeah. I'll just for the pre-race, it's fine. The Grand Prix, we're gonna have to switch over for that one. So, yes, go on, Amy.
When can I rejoin the call? Because I think I'm having a bit of issues.
You can disconnect in 5 minutes and reconnect at any point before the race. So give us a few more minutes if your issues keep up.
1 second to reconnect.
I will put you on button 8 and you can now. And I'll ask Josh T a question, which I'm going to come off the top of my head about Zhou Guan Yu. Do you reckon a little bit of trauma could be going through right now in his mind, or is it completely out of it? Like last year at the same track, on the same thing, he went flying upside down. Does that play on a driver? Because it certainly played on Michael Schumacher back in 2001 at Hockenheim. 2000, he had an accident with Fischer-Keller, ended up in the barriers. Then 2001, the same thing happened with Luciano Burton. He said just for the grid that he was remembering what happened last year as well. So is he going to have those sort of memories flooding back in?
When you have a big accident like that, it's always going to be on your mind when you return to that circuit for a couple of years after. And then if it's a massive accident, which involves maybe a driver being serious injury or even worse, death, which we've seen at Spa, that's going to stay with you for even longer. But with Zhou, it's definitely going to be on his mind, and I think all he's wanting to do is get through turn 1 on lap 1, get through safely and any restarts, and I think it's going to be on his mind, but he's going to try his hardest to keep it from swamping his other thoughts.
Yeah, the British Grand Prix has been red flagged, as we said, the opening lap for 2 races now in a row, and before that, only 2014. So there's a big gap between when races here have been red flagged. We already have had races stopped this year, of course. 3 times in Australia, I think, is the most recent. Have we had a red flag since then? I can't quite remember. Let's have a look. Bahrain wasn't stopped, neither was Saudi. Australia was stopped 3 times. Not Azerbaijan, not Miami, not Monaco, Spain, Canada, Austria. No, so this is... we only have 1 red flag at the moment. There's a Lando Norris bucket hat. Let's have a word with Simon.
Nice to see you.
Oh, it's Greg James.
Greg James, everybody.
Hello, Greg.
Today, so it's a right time to be with them, isn't it?
Yeah, amazing weekend. They were so sort of surprised that they did so well yesterday in qualifying, and it's the energy in there is brilliant. Really, really great. What a great weekend.
Absolutely. Here for your podcast, are you?
Yeah, we've been fast and curiousing all weekend. It's been great fun. We did the main stage early with Gunter Steiner, and a lot of fun. We got him to swear on the stage, which was all we wanted. Yeah.
Turn the air blue. Top man. Thanks, Greg. Enjoy the day. Appreciate it. There we go. And we'll be moving out onto the grid in a few moments.
Yeah, 5 minutes to go until the green light, and we all get a little bit of a break from our extended build-up here to the British Grand Prix at Silverstone, a special 2-hour show, because we heard from the drivers, Jess's trackside stuff as well. Jess is tweeting, by the way, at JB Motorsports YT on Twitter for race updates throughout the Grand Prix, so that's definitely somewhere to be a factor. We're all sort of going to move around in the next few moments. I'm going to drop the microphone, get a headset on. Josh T's going to head back to his area of the commentary box. I'm going to set everything up as well for Megan Birch and Ian Birch in the team. So we're all sort of just getting ready. As I'm seeing Alex Jakes is commentating. Omi, you're going to love this. Alex Jakes has got a lip mic. He's in a McLaren on a hot lap with Lando Norris, and he's commentating round a lap. So I think you are really going to enjoy that.
Well, Josh, make sure you have the recordings. Do you have one from yesterday as well?
Omi, you've got to learn by now. Ian Birch records everything for us as well. He's recorded everything since 2001. So actually, no, it's longer than that, but we do have the Lando Norris thing, so we will send it to you. In fact, I think yesterday's was cleared over to the computer and will be uploaded to OneDrive on Monday. So by, I think, Monday or Tuesday, I'll send it over to you and you can have it all access. They're going to start getting processed soon from this season as well, now that we've got some hard drives coming through. So that's all getting better. I know we never stop. There's always something to do in Formula One. And soon Ted Kravitz will be down in the pit lane. We can then hand over the mics and pick up some headsets and get going as well. Just a reminder for you, in case you weren't with us as we tick over to the hour mark on air, this is the starting grid. It'll become crucial in a few moments' time. Row 1 is Max Verstappen. Alongside him is Lando Norris. Row 2 on the grid, that sees Piastri alongside Leclerc. Row 3 is Sainz and Russell. Row 4 is Hamilton and Albon. Row 5 sees Alonso and Gasly. Row 6, Hulkenberg and Stroll. Row 7, Ocon and Sargent. Row 8, Perez and Tsunoda. Row 9 is Zhou and De Vries. And row 10 is Magnussen and Bottas, who we understand might be starting from the pit lane. We haven't had that confirmed yet, but I think Alfa Romeo want to do some changes to the car. So we will double check that and get back to you in the next few moments. Final thoughts then, gents, before we separate and get up to the comms box as well. You're staying where you are. We'll be on a 3-screen. Megan Birch and Ian Birch will join us towards lights out. Down, of course, in the... Actually, Omi, you going to the pit lane? I can't remember what you're doing. You staying on cameras or are you going to the pit lane?
Well, you put me down for the main box, I believe.
Oh, brilliant.
And then I think Adam was maybe, if he was free, he can pop in, I think. That's what I heard.
The genius thing nowadays is that anybody can just join the comms box and, with the camera off, and we can have them in. Okay, so the main box stays the same, but there's going to be a lot of commentators in here because we're going to have myself, Ian Birch, Megan Birch, then we're going to have Josh and Omi. I'm sorry if you two feel a little bit like not going to say much today. So that's why I sort of gave you the pre-show to give you a bit of a one-up because Megan and Ian Birch do say a lot in the commentary box, which is always fun. And I'm really looking forward to it. I know many people are to have Dad back in the comms box for this race. Monaco, everybody loves his insights and his experiences around watching Formula One and driving and everything, so that's going to be great. And he'll give us his insights in around about 50 minutes time when the session gets underway, but the commentary box has to be made ready because right now I can only literally stand on a taped line on the floor. We're going to move chairs, headsets, get everything ready, finish writing out this little tracker, which is the tyre stats. So that goes on. Basically, there's a lot more that goes on than meets the eye. But we're going to hand over to Sky F1 now because it's time for the pit lane to open. Let's head down to Simon.
There's nothing more special than a British Grand Prix.
In anticipation of what's to come.
Not just on the track, but what happens behind the scenes.
A sense of belonging.
It's very special for me, being the British Grand Prix with the British crowd and everything. England!
We feel every dramatic overtake.
And Mansell's through. Through goes Hamilton!
Every thrilling victory.
And the crowd roars. He wins the British Grand Prix.
Those magical moments that get us out of our seats.
A fantastic performance, a mesmerising drive.
And when the lights go out...
And it's lights out and away we go!
We know it's time.
They love him and he loves them.
This is a British Grand Prix! How about that? Enough to stir the soul, a bit of Elgar, and there they are, the great British public. They are what make this event what it is, as they're trying to say. It's motorsport by day, and this year it's been a little bit like Glastonbury by night. It has got a real festival feel. The cars are firing up. Let's go to Ted, all yours, Ted.
Thank you very much, Simon. Yes, the engines are alive, the cars are about to be up and running, and we're ready for the big one. This is the big one, the British Grand Prix, and we got a British driver on the front row. Sergio Perez in the Red Bull here. Teammate to world champion Max Verstappen, only 16th on the grid. Checo wanting to get out early there to get a feel for the track because he has got a lot of overtaking to do today. He's followed by the Aston Martin of Lance Stroll and a couple of Haas drivers. There's Nick de Vries still driving for his job in the Ferrari of 55, Carlos Sainz. But is McLaren this weekend, are McLaren the latest team joining the party for the non-Max Verstappen championship? That's the big question. Can Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri stay there where they are? They're going to be in for an almighty fight between them, the Ferraris and the Mercedes, to get onto the podium, and the Aston Martin of that man, Fernando Alonso, wanting to get out of the podium and showing that their not so great qualifying pace wasn't just circuit specific, and actually they can do well here. Talking about doing well, race strategy is going to be interesting today because the tyres are new this weekend. Nobody has run a 52 lap race on these new construction tyres. Nobody's done it. So according to the computer, you can do 2 stops, maybe play around with a soft tyre, but all the teams are saying a 1 stop is the way to go. That second option there, start on the medium, go to lap between 21 and 27, put the hard tyre on, go to the end. As I say, 2 stops are possible with a cheeky run onto the soft tyre at some point, but it is slower than a 1 stop. But David Croft up in the commentary box overlooking the Hamilton Straight. Can anybody stop Max Verstappen today?
Well, there are 19 technically that can, Ted Kravitz, but as has been the case this season, one man is in a race all by himself and the others are all scrapping away for the minor podium places. But you talk about McLaren, and there we see Lando Norris out on the track currently. At McLaren, 11 wins in a row in 1988, the longest consecutive race-winning record for a Formula One team. And on the day that Red Bull could equal that record, the team best placed to stop them are McLaren. You couldn't write it, could you? Oscar Piastri is the first rookie to start the top 3 since Lance Stroll at Monza in 2017. Lando Norris, a 3rd career front row start, and it's McLaren's first at Silverstone since Heikki Kovalainen in 2008. This man, Lewis Hamilton, was Kovalainen's teammate back then, and he went on and won the race that day. Lewis starts from 7th on the grid today, where Emerson Fittipaldi won in 1975. That's the lowest grid spot for a winner at Silverstone. 1 place above is George Russell. He starts 6th, where Lewis Hamilton won from here in 2014. And we should also mention Alex Albon. That's a good time. You're in the Williams garage, but this is Logan Sargent's car, and it's not come out of the pits just yet. Albon, 3rd consecutive Q3 appearance. It's his best ever Silverstone start, but will his teammate get a start on the grid? We'll find out shortly.
We will indeed. Right, let's consider the Ferraris versus a Ferrari in shot. Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz separated only by 12/100ths. We saw their improvements. They definitely made a step forward in Austria. What about their challenge today, please, Naomi?
Look, Ferrari are the only team here this weekend who have not brought upgrades to their car. So while the other teams around them are progressing and moving forwards this weekend, they are slightly on the back foot. However, we have to say that Charles Leclerc showed some really fast laps in FP2. You know, Sainz has also been really quick. Last year, he was pole sitter here. He won his first Grand Prix here. I think they have a car under them that's, you know, in a good place to put the batter to the McLarens and maybe even keep the Mercedes ahead of them.
Yeah, they obviously had only 1 long run because Charles wasn't running in FP2 because of an issue, which always hurts them in terms of strategy. But we have seen lately that Charles has been quicker than Carlos in the race. So I think he'll have a little bit more pace possibly. And yes, I think they can race with the Mercedes. With Max, a little bit more difficult, but he'll be able to race with the Mercedes, and I think they'll be challenging the McLarens pretty early on.
Okay, you do. I wonder about Carlos, though. We're often told that we know how good Charles is on a Saturday, but come Sunday, Carlos can sometimes come into his own. He's a real thinking driver, isn't he? He's really intelligent.
Yeah, look, that's one of the most impressive things. I was asked this morning a question of who I would have as teammates if I were to drive the 24 Hours of Le Mans, and I said that Carlos Sainz would be one of them because he's such a strategic thinking driver. He's always thinking of the next step when he's in the car. Sometimes his engineers come to him for an opinion, and that really shows. Even on a day like today, there's 4 different options of strategies, and I think that could be where he makes the difference to his teammates today and to the cars around him.
It's windy, it always is at Silverstone because we're on a plateau. This is, of course, an old airfield, and quite often comparisons between Formula One drivers and fighter jet pilots. And therefore, George Russell, you can see in shot where had the ride of his life a few weeks ago with Ted.
Holy, that is fast.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. Well, it all started with an ordinary trip to RAF Coningsby and to the 29 Squadron to learn more about the operational work of the Royal Air Force.
On 29 Squadron, we're the biggest squadron of the Typhoon fleet, so at any one time we've normally got kind of 7, 8 jets ready to go.
The Typhoon is very, very reliable. You know, it's a great jet. We can have that jet airborne in a couple of minutes to defend UK airspace from any domestic or perhaps foreign threat that might come into our airspace.
As well as the Red Arrows, the RAF has another aerobatic team in the form of the Typhoon display, piloted by Flight Lieutenant Matt Brighty. And as it happened, his Typhoon had a spare seat. And as I'm used to experiencing high speeds and significant G-forces in my day job, Matt suggested I tag along for a ride. And someone else was around that day, somebody who I usually see in the pit lane.
Oh, wow. Look at this hardware.
They do look nimble, don't they?
They just look nimble and aggressive, which I suppose is the point. They're fighter jets.
You understand why so many people would want to work in an industry like this, don't you?
That's why there are so many similarities between F1 and RAF and stuff like that. You know, you're like these fighter pilots. You might not realise it, but you are. There are only a few select of you in the world able to fly these things, drive these things.
To the pilot, but I can't.
Just disappears underneath you, and all you can see is the cloud What I'm thinking is, George, I'll let you have a bit of hands-on if you're comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have control.
I just do left and right.
Yeah, sweet, go for it. That's it. Ah, nice. Up for a loop.
Yeah, let's do it.
Pull back. Harder, harder, harder.
Oh.
You got it, you got it. Pull it out gently.
That is cool.
Beautiful. Roll right
yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, got it.
How's that?
Yeah, that's good.
Tank empty.
At this point, we needed a splash and dash, and the RAF amazingly had scheduled the VIP Airbus A330 Voyager tanker, one of the air-to-air refueling aircraft based at RAF Bryce Norton.
Look at this. Spot on. I'll take that.
On.
I will take that, mate.
It was pretty surreal to be going up to a plane like
Yeah.
this. I always wanted to take a photo of this.
Amongst other things, part of the purpose of the sortie was to keep Flight Lieutenant Brighty and Group Captain Cooper current in air combat manoeuvres. But this would be the most physically challenging part of the flight.
Holy, that is fast.
It's got the afterburner on. We'll get you. He's over the top of us. Try and reel him in a bit closer. You can feel it right through your gut. Crikey, that is so quick. And up we go.
Coasting back in over Scarborough, a dab of the Typhoon's air brake, and time for some low-level flying over the North York Moors.
Low height. You can see the markings on the sheep's backs.
As we headed south back towards Coningsby, we knew it was almost over. And while George gets close to these sensations in his Formula One cockpit, we both knew that we'd never return to dance with the clouds and to ascend into the heavens like a homesick angel.
One last bit of G. Yes. I love it. I bloody love it.
But what we did know was that we were full of admiration for the teamwork, skill and commitment of every service person on the ground, sea and in the air.
I look forward to doing a passenger trip for so long, you know, to share the pleasure of the aircraft with people. It's an honour to do it with you, my friend. So yeah, thanks for coming along.
Thank you very much for that. That was cool. That was very cool.
That was amazing. That was awesome, eh? It honestly feels like an F1 car. Like how responsive it is. You feel in control.
One last question. Which one of us was Maverick?
I don't know.
Probably both.
I don't know.
It's a pleasure to experience that with you.
Yes, okay.
Wow, what an experience for the pair of them. Maybe next year the Red Arrows. It's only Ted that's got his pilot's licence in the Sky F1 team. I think Martin's got his helicopter pilot's licence, but for a man who absolutely adores taking to the skies, Ted, I can imagine that was once in a lifetime effort, that.
Yeah, simply life-changing, Simon, indeed, for myself and for George, and both of our thanks, and thanks from the Mercedes team to everybody at 29 Squadron at RAF Coningsby for the opportunity. George found it actually very different with the negative and the positive G. Obviously, George is used, as all these drivers are used to 5G laterally through corners, but he'd never sensed that G-force going up and down around. So in the practice dogfights we did, in the loop-the-loops, in the barrel rolls, that was quite different for George Russell to get used to. But what George found out, what we all found out at RAF Coningsby, is that, you know, a lot of the operational squadrons of the RAF are very much like Grand Prix teams in the way that they are formed and the way they depend on teamwork, and every single link in the chain being absolutely crucial to the performance of either the car or the fighter jet. So everything is about teamwork there. And we also learned how science, technology, engineering and maths so important in our schools in this country in order to get kids interested in not only careers in the RAF but also in motor racing and Grand Prix racing too. It was great.
Fantastic. Had a go at that, Jensen?
Oh, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. That looked absolutely amazing. For racing drivers, though, it's an unusual feeling, I'm sure, because we're so used to being in control of something. Suddenly you're not. Yeah, a high adrenaline but high stress.
Yeah, I mean, I've done the two-seater F1 car. I did that a while back, but yeah, that looked like the ride of his life, didn't it?
Totally. Look, much like Jensen, I'm very jealous as well, and I actually. To control the plane themselves.
Why you never let me drive, isn't it?
That's why I don't let you drive, Simon.
Okay, there we go. All right.
So they'll go off to an ad break now. We're almost all set to go then for the British Grand Prix. Martin Brundle's grid walk is next up here. Just a quick look then, if you're just joining us, at the Drivers' Championship coming into this round. Max Verstappen leading the way massively, of course, 229 points. Sergio Perez on 148 as well as they come through. And then looking further back, Alonso 131, Hamilton up there too. It's just an amazing experience we're seeing of the drivers right now, all of them just flying in. Max is just on an absolute another level coming into this one. We're around about 35 minutes away then from the start of the British Grand Prix here at Silverstone, and the atmosphere is building. Tension is now starting to rise. Apex, which is the Brad Pitt film, is currently filming out on the circuit. Their director is getting ready to film the national anthem and get everything else sorted. So I think that's going to be quite a fun little look into the insight of the world champions coming into it. So do stay tuned for that coming up shortly. Just around about 35 minutes ago, the track will start to clear in. The celebrities will not be allowed onto the grid with 15 minutes to go before the start of the race. They must all then be cleared off, and then we'll get into the usual start procedures ahead of the British Grand Prix. Let's check in then finally back up in the comms box with Josh and Omi. Apologies for that, guys. We lost TV pictures with you for a second. But Omi, just coming to you while Josh T is outside with his camera on for no reason and he's not back in the comms box yet. Just coming to you then, what are you expecting on Martin's grid walk? Another chaotic one, or will it be nice, quiet and calm?
Could be a chaotic one. I think you might have messaged Josh T, and that's why he ran in. With his laptop.
I did, yes. I did message him, so that's good that he might have got it, because we've lost... we had a load of issues up here in the comms box trying to get things sorted, because Discord is being a pain, as it always is, to try and get things sorted. It won't let me do things up here in the comms box. So I'm having to restore the private tab. There is Josh T coming in now. With the previous settings. I'm trying to restore all tabs. It won't let me restore all tabs. Really, really annoying. At least the driver tracker's all in sorted. Martin's grid will be coming up shortly then, and then the racing shall begin for the 2023 British Grand Prix. Oh, it's gone again. He came in and went. So this is going well, isn't it? I can't show TV pictures because it keeps freezing my laptop for some reason, and we can't hear things. So come on, Josh T, don't let me down. I'm going to have to change to Discord on the web, but that's going to put more pressure through things as well. Oh, don't we all love it when technology goes wrong? We have to sort of run around doing things. Thank God Martin's grid walk is up shortly to give us all about 5 minutes of time to fix things and get drinks and get things sorted, and then we can go sort of quietly. David Coulthard just doing his track walk. Channel 4 just looking now at Max Verstappen's front wing as well. All looking jolly good, getting to go in. The grid is getting busy. Jess T has just tweeted in as well via the JB Motorsports YT Twitter account. The national anthem will be sung at 46. There'll be the Red Hours flyover. We've got rain in the air. There's a beautiful sunshine currently blasting around the track. It's the British Grand Prix as we love it, Omi, and it's seriously going to be a good one.
It really, really is going to be a good one. Even if Verstappen does dominate, there'll be battles all throughout. And as I said yesterday, the circuit's designed for battling and overtaking, and it's basically a Grand Prix that has it all. It's a great one for the fans. It's a classic, great overtaking opportunities. Yep. It's really it's basically and this is why it's the best Grand Prix of the year. It has everything in it.
Red Arrows up ahead doing their display. They're coming into Silverstone. It's time for the legendary Martin Brundle and his grid walk.
He's in town as well, just making their way onto the grid. Pep Guardiola, legend, absolute legend. The treble for Manchester City fans, the best season they've ever had. There we go, it's filling up. As I said, A-listers everywhere, and we sent our own A-lister to speak to Brad Pitt. Filming started on his F1 film this weekend.
Brad, congratulations, your first time out on track in front of a crowd.
Yeah, I'm a little giddy right now, I gotta say. And it's just great to be here, man. We're just having such a laugh, time of my life.
I mean, Silverstone, British Grand Prix, sun shining. It doesn't get much better than that for a racetrack.
Listen, it's just all been great. I mean, the vibe's amazing, you know that, but just to get to be a part of it in this way and get to tell our story, and everyone's been really cool with us. All the teams have opened their doors for us. The FIA, Mohammed have been really helpful, and F1, Stefano, everyone has just been really, really amazing that we can do this, and it's going to be really good.
Yeah, it's good. This is the next big story for Formula One. This obviously sort of Hollywood-style movie. I know it's untitled. What can you tell us roughly about the movie so far?
I would be a guy who raced in the 90s. In fact, I would have been on the track with you at some point.
Yeah.
And so we got to get you got to do a cameo.
I'd love to.
All right. So, and he has a horrible crash, kind of craps out and disappears, and then is racing in other disciplines. And then his friend, played by Javier Bardem, is the team owner. Their last place team, they're 21-22 on the grid. They've never scored a point. And they have a young phenom played by Damson Idris, and he brings me in as a kind of a Hail Mary, and hijinks ensue. Tell you what's amazing about it, you'll see the cameras mounted all over the car. The shots, you've never seen speed, you've never seen just the G-forces like this. It's really, really exciting.
So had you ever driven a racing car before on track?
No, more bikes. I'd spent the last 20 years on bikes on track, so I mean, that helped a lot.
Yeah, so the racing line, I know you got some young guns showing you the way around, like Luci Pachetta and the gang.
Yeah, listen, it's really humbling. I mean, I don't know if you can call mine a hot lap. I call it kind of a warm lap. You know, I've taken a few tours unintentionally, through the grass, and but it's just been such a high.
Oh, good. So you haven't hit anything hard yet, then?
Only my ego.
Were you nervous when you went out today?
No, I really wasn't. I mean, the guys really prepared me well, and there's a couple of corners I can see the stands, but on the straights you have a little bit of time to kind of look around. But no, I'm really focused on the lines and what we're trying to create in these moments. Wait, I want to say, for us, I want to say, for all the armchair experts out there, you got to give us a little breathing room. If you see any spin outs or something that looks like it's a stall or something like that, it's by design, okay?
But I do know, like in the garage, everything's going to be really authentic. You've got Formula One experts in there to make sure this is the real deal.
That's right. We got Trevor Carlin's team, and they've been sensational in keeping us safe and training us and really operating the show like the real thing. It should be as authentic as we can get it. And, Lewis, who's also our producer, is really, really intent that we respect the sport, that we really show it for what it is. And I got to tell you, as a civilian, I had no idea. I had no idea what it takes to be a driver, and the aggression and dexterity, and they're amazing athletes, and I got so much respect for everyone out there in all classes.
Thank you for coming to make a movie on our wonderful sport of Formula One, and I'm so happy to see you enjoying it so much.
Yeah, listen, man, I'm going to be here until they kick me out, because I'm loving it. It's like, I think it's every guy's dream. My character would have, raced in Le Mans. He would have raced in Daytona. I saw you won Le Mans. You won Daytona.
Yeah.
I just thought it was stellar, and again, I have so much respect for what you guys do. And I've been enjoying your stuff for years, so thank you. It's really great to be here.
Really kind of you. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to see what the cameos for Martin Brundle. Maybe it'll be the love interest. Who knows in this day and age? You been approached for anything yet?
I haven't, no.
Oh.
But very excited. The great thing is they're so into it, right? Brad seems to be so into Formula One, and he knows all the fine little details. So, no, I'm really excited about it.
They're getting on with it. They're filming at the back of the grid today. It's incredible. This is just inevitably the next step, it would seem, for this sport. Sometimes you have to just stand back and go, what is happening?
No, 100%. I think the good news for Brad is nobody's going to kick him out anytime soon, I don't think. But yeah, it's so fantastic to see just the way that the sport is evolving and, following on from the different types of meters that we have in the sport at the moment. This movie is going to just be another step towards showcasing our fantastic sport to the world, and we're all happy to have them here.
What's the cameo, Martin? Come on, tell us. Have you organised it yet or not?
No idea whatsoever. I think it'll probably be me stepping into frame, being ignored by somebody famous and kicked out or something like that. But while we're on Hollywood, I found British actor Florence Pugh. How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
You had a little run up and down the grid.
I did, and it's very tense. I feel like I'm in the way, but it's amazing, and I want to be watching everything. But it's amazing. This is great.
We'll all be in the way in a few minutes' time.
Like run off.
Good, and you've been announced you're going to be in June Part 2 soon.
Yes, I am. But my real reason being here today is I'm with the charity Race Against Dementia. So we're here in support, and obviously having an amazing time.
And that's Sir Jackie Stewart started that charity, Race Against Dementia, and you're an ambassador for it.
Yes, he started it in 2016, and it was just something that I felt really strongly about and I really wanted to align myself with. And yeah, this is my first time here, and it's all thanks to them.
Well, really good to see you on the grid. Anybody you're cheering for in particular today?
Oh, we love Lewis.
Lewis, well, you know what? His car could be quite handy in the race.
We love Lewis. He's lovely. We're always screaming for him.
All right, good stuff. I'm going to zoom off. Thanks for talking to us. Let's see what we can see down here, or who we might be able to find. It's pretty busy at the front. Obviously, if you go right down the back, it'll be tumbleweed going around the place. At the front is where everybody wants to see. We've got Zachary Brown here. We'll see if we're going to... Zach. So, second and third on grid. I'm really sorry to interrupt. Second and third. I'm not that sorry, otherwise I wouldn't have done it, would I? Second and third on the grid, Zach. You must be pretty excited.
Yeah, we're excited. We got to keep our feet on the ground, but it's so nice to see the team take such a nice turn in Austria. All the men and women at McLaren have done such a great job. You know, difficult start to the year, so this is a nice reward for them, and hopefully we can finish with a couple cars on the podium, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah, you got 2 Ferraris, 2 Mercedes behind you. Is your fight with Max, do you think you're going to go for him?
Judging by how Lando just pulled out of the garage, I think he's going to go for it on the reconnaissance lap. But I think we got to be realistic. Max is in a league of his own at the moment, but we're going to give it everything we got and see how the race plays out.
Everything you got. Good to see you. We're going to wander back down to the Mercedes, really. We've got Lewis and George back there. We'll cruise down. Sir Jackie Stewart here. We'll do a quick flyby. JYS, how you doing? How you feeling?
Yeah, terrific. Wonderful weather, a fantastic crowd. The spirit of the whole event's fantastic.
Yeah, can you get me like a president or a prime minister or something? Because you're quite good at getting people for me on the grid.
Yeah, there's 1 or 2 of them around.
Yeah, well, you go fishing, but now I'm joking. Very good to see you. Right, let's head down and towards the back. Towards midfield, really. So there's 8 meters between each car, so that's you're 16 meters behind the car, directly in front of you on the grid. Car's 5 meters long, so you're already 3 car lengths behind as you get away. And let's see who we can find down there. We're still with the Ferraris, moving into Mercedes territory here at the moment. And we're apparently got Liam Payne to my right, which is this young man here, I'm going to imagine. Liam, quick chat for Sky F1. How are you doing? One Direction, good to see you. We're going that way today, but you're looking at Lewis right now.
Yes, I am. I love Lewis. He's great. I've known him a few years now, and I'm excited to see him race.
Cool. You've done any racing, any track day stuff yourself?
No, I wouldn't trust myself. I think I'm far too dangerous behind the wheel. But no, maybe I would like to have a go. Actually, my dad actually bought with me today. I think you'd like to have a go, wouldn't you, Dad? You'd like to have a go?
Yeah, love that,
Yeah, all right, good stuff, Dad. We're going to carry on. Look, enjoy your day. Good to see you. We've got Carla Delevingne here. We'll see if we can just stand in the way, really. She doesn't want to talk, but everybody needs to talk on the grid. That's the deal now. Everybody talks on the grid. Can we have a quick chat, Sky F1? Good to see you on the grid. He said, well, the deal is everybody has to speak on the grid, but, you know, hey. Okay, all right, well, I'm sure it would have been extremely interesting. But there you go, we tried. Oh, sorry. We tried, didn't we? Let's see who else we can find behind these Mercedes-Benz. As you can see, it already starts to thin out as we get a little bit further down. I heard Pep Guardiola was down here. Wanted to have a quick chat with him and congratulate him on an amazing season, of course. There he is. He's looking actually like he's very much part of the team. Pep Martin Brundle, Sky F1. You're looking at me slightly suspiciously. Martin Brundle, Sky F1. We're just here to say hello, welcome to the grid. Congratulations on an amazing season.
Thank you so much.
Good stuff. And have you managed to talk to Lewis or George in the team?
Hi, yeah.
Yeah, and good.
Toto Lewis, sorry, Toto Wolf a little bit more, but yeah, it was thanks to inviting us anyway.
So your next sort of derby match with Manchester United, we want to bring 1,000 people on the pitch just before the game starts. How would you feel about that?
Oh, no, it's really crazy. I can always ask the same for the drivers, you know, before to drive in this speed, being here a lot of people and people and people, it's crazy, but it's part of the show, I would say.
It is part of the show, and we're going to get on with our show.
Good luck.
Thank you. I need it. I need lots of luck today. Right, what are we going to do now? We're going to head back, I think. Look at this. Superb effort. Alex Albon has been extraordinary all weekend, but I can't see him around at the moment. I'm hoping to catch a few drivers when we get to the sharp end. Mick Doohan on the phone here. Mick, 5 times MotoGP world champion, of course.
I'll let you go, Paul. Ciao.
Yes, I didn't mean to interrupt your phone call, but you okay?
It's only Paul Stewart. Yeah, I'm well.
Okay, right. Good, good. How did your lad do in the F2?
Not bad. He ended up 4th, so you know I don't think he's happy, of course, but I mean it was a good drive back from where he come from. So great.
All right, good stuff. Anything you can tell us? Anything you've learned about this F1 lark?
No, I'd say the Red Bull's probably going to be up the front, and then there'll be a fight from behind that.
All right, let's hope it's a decent fight. We'll have a quick chat with Sam Ryder, Eurovision Song Contest, of course, and music star. I thought you're the legend. My microphone got involved in the man hug, but I'm hopeless at man hugs anyway.
Good.
Yeah,
so wonderful to meet you. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, good. And you sang the anthem here last year, didn't you?
I did, yeah. Does everyone know who's doing it this year?
Damien Lewis.
I didn't want to ruin the surprise, but yeah, I just saw him earlier. He's stoked. He's going to smash it.
Has he got a decent voice? Is he?
He's great, man. Damien's got this covered.
All right, good stuff. Well, good to see you on the grid. And
those McLarens are going to have a good start today, man. It's Oscar, rookie season. He could be leading a lap. Depending on pitch strategy, I'm stoked. Anyway, I'm talking your ear off. Take care.
Right, so you're cheering for McLaren then, all the way?
Absolutely, man. I think it's a wicked start. After the start of the season they've had, to develop the car to this point, it's amazing. Yeah.
All right, good stuff. I think you could take my job if you wanted to. I think you're right on to all of that. We'll just squeeze past Ralph Schumacher there and carry on. We'll head towards the front and see what and who else we can find. And hopefully there'll be some drivers. I think they'll be coming on through the gap down the far right-hand side there. Fred Vasseur here, just, yeah, we'll have a chat with the Ferrari boss, why not? Fred, you can get a car on the podium today, can't you?
Sorry?
You can get a car on the podium today.
When you are starting P4, P5, you have to be ambitious and to target the podium for sure. But I think it will be a tricky one with the condition and the weather, and we will have to be opportunistic.
Okay, you think it's going to rain, yeah? You think there's be some rain?
No? You are the specialist, but...
This is a little weather centre all of its own. Just keep looking at the sky. See you later. Right, okay, let's head down and see if we can find one of the, or more, of the 20 drivers that are on this grid this afternoon. Let's see if we can get a word of wisdom from them. That'll be good. See if there's any flybys, anybody we can grab along the way. And we'll go to this far right corner where they're... How you doing? Sorry, I'm going to come through here. And Crown Prince Salman of Bahrain, who's flown in especially today, because obviously McLaren very much going extremely well here with Norris and Piastri. So I think we'll get in here. I think we've got a half a chance when they come back from the paddock. How many of them are on the grid? I think 2 minutes to the anthem, so most of them we're going to get out of Lewis's way. His scooter gets parked and through he comes. onto the grid, hands back his AirPods, and heads towards the national anthem there, does Lewis. So the deal is Lewis doesn't like to talk before the race, so of course we respect that. And we've got Max Verstappen coming down here now. I think Pinky's just spoken to him though, so he's probably going to turn me down. Max, quick word. Got a minute and a half. Yeah. So once again, right on top of it in qualifying. What's this race going to offer?
Well, let's see what the weather will do as well. There's a bit of rain around. I think from our side it's all about just having a clean lap one. If I have that, you know, I can do my own race. And yeah, we know that our car is quick in the race, so I'm looking forward to it. I think, yeah, the car's been very competitive, and it's going to be exciting.
And your mate Lando alongside you on the grid, I mean, but all bets are off after that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's going to try for sure, but I think we have the quicker car.
All right, well done. 45 seconds to go to the anthem. We'll see if we can doorstep one more driver, but I think they're all on the grid. It's good of the pole sitter to stop and have a chat. He's always calm. He's, you know what? I know with some people he's not always the most popular driver, Max, but of all the drivers on the grid, he's the one I'd want to go out for a beer with, because I find him extremely straightforward and honest lad, to be honest. But I know some of you have a different view to that, and that's the wonderful thing about sport. There's no right and wrong opinion. It's your opinion is bound to be right, because that's what you think. So there they are then, our 20 drivers for the 2023 British Grand Prix.
God save our gracious King. Long live our noble King. God save the King. Send him victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the King.
The Red Arrows fly by. A wonderful rendition for the first time since 1952's British Grand Prix. God Save the King is belted out over Silverstone. The British Grand Prix is moments away. Let's head down back to pit lane with Simon.
By, obviously, this is one of the biggest moments of his racing career to date. He was on pole position back in Russia in 2021. He was also on the front row of the grid in Austria. He's just disappeared off. No, he's too much for him. I can understand that. You know, right now you've got, what, just 10 minutes to go until lights out. It's about minding the cockpit.
Yeah, this is the biggest race of his life. He's starting on the front row, his home Grand Prix, with the biggest crowd we've ever had here in Silverstone, so yeah.
Okay, a quick look at starts with crew, and let's go to the sky pads.
Thank you, Simon. Let's go back to 2021, the most famous star we've had in recent times. A Brit, of course, on the front row there. It was Lewis Hamilton on the occasion, alongside Max Verstappen. Now, the inside line, Martin talked about it. It's surprisingly, it's off the racing line. It's the dirty side of the track. But a lot of drivers, like Lewis on that occasion, got a better start. Positioning down into the first sequence of corners. Village, the tight right-hander, Max defending. But this is where you need to be thinking ahead. Lewis already thinking, if I take the wider line around here, Max will be defending at the loop, but Lewis is already one step ahead. He's thinking of Brooklands, which comes about 500 meters later. It means he'll get a better exit out of the loop and get a good run down the Wellington Straight. So he's in the right place for Brooklands corner that's coming up. Max defended the inside line. Lewis went for the outside. And this is what I mean about the start. The sequence and the battle will go on for many, many corners because it goes one way and then the other. Brooklands, the left-hander. Max defended the inside. Lewis coming back at him around the outside, then into Luffield. Again, Lewis thinking, how do I get the run down the old Star Finish Straight, down towards Cobbs? He was in the tow. Max thinking, which way do I go? Which way do I go? Moves to the inside. Lewis went for the move down the inside, and it ended in tears on that occasion. Let's hope it doesn't happen on this occasion, but let's see what Lando Norris can do at the start.
Here he is, Damien Lewis. How was that? How nervous were you on a scale of 1 to 10?
I've been unbelievably nervous for about 3 weeks. I was oddly calm when it came to it. All I've been dreaming, I haven't allowed anyone to say Queen to me in the last 3 weeks. In any sentence, I don't go to the Queen's Head pub. There's no Queen in my life. I just king. If I got that, I thought I'd be okay.
I was going to say, obviously a massive honour to sing for the first time ever at the British Grand Prix, God Save the King. How much of an honour is that to you?
Well, you're absolutely right. It's the first God Save the King here. I never in a million years thought I'd be doing it.
Well done, Damien. Really appreciate it. Thanks. We're going to have to do. Right, very quickly. Max, how does anyone beat him today?
Very difficult strategy.
We shall see. There we go. Lewis will have that in the back of his mind. We have got 3 Brits inside the top 7, including Lando Norris on the front row for this. The British Grand Prix. That's next.
Oh, the atmosphere. It is well and truly building. One more up with the boys in the box then before we pass over. Josh T's made his way from outside to inside. And Josh, the pressure's now starting to build. God Save the King for the first time since 1952. And now the atmosphere, it's second to none. There is so much going on now that we're just expecting a great Grand Prix.
Yeah, we are. Hopefully it'll be a good one. Mood
yes,
is I'm just worried about what just happened at Thruxton, half an hour down the road from me. Let's just say a truck broke through the Armco barrier, broke through the cat's fencing, broke through the spectator fencing, and is in the spectator area. And there's what is even more worrying is that they've ended the YouTube stream, so hopefully everything is okay
fingers
there.
Crossed. Fingers crossed as well. That's never good to see trucks going straight through on things as well. Hopefully everyone is okay. It's a beautiful day outside as well. Let's hope it continues without tragedy or without stupidity as well from oil protesters out on the circuit. Well, everyone's keeping their fingers crossed that we have 52 very good but very clean Grand Prix with no one on the circuit, and it's a good race only. The tension's up. Verstappen on pole though. Norris in second. Down to turn 1. It's Norris's to lose, isn't it, really? He's got the inside line into Abbey, but Max, he never gives people any room, and he always does want to cut them off. It's his way or the highway, and that's always sort of slightly alarming with Max.
It's going to be really interesting. Norris, though, would need to get the better start all the way down towards turn number 1, but we're going to be in for a brilliant race, which is coming up, so I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah, the British Grand Prix at Silverstone is bubbling up. Go on, Amy.
There was a bit of a crash also in F1 Academy, if you might have seen, but I think luckily everyone was okay. So there was a car flipped around, but everyone was okay. The good news.
Congratulations to Bianca Bustamante, who has won her first race there on home soil, the young Italian. It's all looking like it's going to be very interesting, chaotic Grand Prix to line up. Here it comes then. It's our most favourite day of the year. Forget Glastonbury, forget everything about the Wimbledon, forget the cricket losses as well. It all focuses here. This is the biggest event of the British summer. This is the British Grand Prix at RAF Silverstone, the birthplace of Formula One. It will host its 58th appearance on the Grand Prix calendar, its 57th Grand Prix. Sit back and enjoy the British Grand Prix at Silverstone, because this is going to be box office. Here it comes then. Your commentators, Joshua Birch, Megan Birch, Ian Birch, Josh T and Omi, as we get ready for Lights Out.
Where in the world can you find a place that is undisputed as the home of the sport it represents? An airfield surrounded by countryside, revered and adored. The place where it all began 73 years ago.
And they're away.
A circuit where the car truly comes alive.
and the crowd is on their feet.
The stage for remarkable moments
Oh, what's happened? David's lost it, has he?
in the history of Formula One. Jimmy Clark. Manselmania.
And they're seeing now their hero come through.
Damon and Diana.
It's just the best day of my life.
Lewis.
We've done it. We've bloody done it.
Follow in the footsteps of the greats.
And I've never seen that before.
Just close your eyes and imagine it. Welcome to the home of Formula One.
You know, it's an amazing sport. We travel around the world to 23 different Grand Prix circuits, but just once a year, the Formula One community huddles together, clicks its heels together like the Wizard of Oz and goes, there really is no place like home. It's round 10 of the 2023 Formula One World Championship, and we return to Europe. But we return to the little island which kicked it all off. The United Kingdom, the British Grand Prix, half in Northamptonshire, half in Buckinghamshire, but totally in the heart of England. The British Grand Prix, 52 laps around a 3.661 mile circuit. It's on literally the runoff areas of a former RAF base. After World War II, many were disused, one in particular converted, now the home of motorsport. How about action zones? When it rains here, it becomes greasy and slippery. Leclerc versus Gasly right round the outside at Village and the Loop, the circuit that was added back in 2010. How about down through Copse Corner? Prost versus Arnoux. Bet you'll think it was the other one. Oh no. Prost on the inside, Arnoux right round it. But unfortunately, it was Arnoux with a brilliant move on the inside line at Copse Corner. And all the way down at Vale and into the last corner club. I don't think Crofty could do any better. Through goes Hamilton. The eruption from the British crowd was second to none. Pirelli have brought here tyre compounds brand new to deal with the new circuit and to hopefully give us two-stop racing. White hard C1, yellow medium C2, red soft C3, but there's rain in the air, green intermediate and blue wet weather tyres need to be. We look over Silverstone, the clouds are threatening, but in Northamptonshire it's sunny, in Buckinghamshire it's raining, just like always. This is your grid from back to front. Valtteri Bottas was disqualified for not having any fuel sample left. He starts at the back, Kevin Magnussen is 19th. Nick de Vries starts 18th on the grid, alongside him Zhou Guanyu, who this year wants to get through turn 1. Yuki Tsunoda starts 16th, Sergio Perez out again in qualifying for the 5th race running. His days are numbered. Logan Sargent starts 14th, promising much from Williams. Esteban Ocon starts in 13th place. 12th for Lawrence Stroll and 11th for Nico Hülkenberg in the Haas. What can he do? The car looking good this weekend. Pierre Gasly lines up 10th. Fernando Alonso's won here twice before in 2006 and 2011. He starts 9th. Alexander Albon is 8th. A 9-time winner possibility today. Lewis Hamilton starts in 7th. George Russell is 6th, the highest sprint apart from Norris. Then we get Carlos Sainz starting in 5th. 4th on the grid, it's Charles Leclerc. And then what's this from Oscar Piastri? Right at the front of the field, going strong as always in 3rd. And a front row for the first time, Lando Norris starts 2nd. Max Verstappen lines up on pole position. Well, the tension is rising, the atmosphere certainly is. 52 laps ahead of us for the British Grand Prix. Alongside me in the commentary box is Megan Birch. Ian Birch is on his way in. Megan, the British Grand Prix, there really is no place like home. Hello.
Hello. Also, 2 things. 1, a little bit loud for me. 2, I have a headache.
I'll do my best, but I can barely hear because there's a split screen.
I haven't been feeling very well.
Well, you have to wear that, unfortunately. We've got a handheld mic because of Dad coming into the box. But welcome to the British Grand Prix. The nervousness, Megan, it's in the air, isn't it? Lando Norris starts second on the grid, but Verstappen on pole, but Norris has got the inside line down to turn 1.
Let's hope Norris can get the lead of this thing and keep it for the rest of the race.
Who are you tipping? Who are you going for?
I'm hoping and praying for Lando Norris.
Max Verstappen, though, has had a love-hate relationship with
Either that or Piastri.
Well, his best result here was second back in 2020, but he won here at the 70th anniversary Grand Prix back in 2020, as well, in the asterisk 70th Grand Prix. So he starts on pole, but he's crashed here so many times. He's lost out here so many times as well. Do you reckon actually we could see this coming for Max as a possible victory here today for the first time as an actual British Grand Prix?
I hope not.
They haven't won here since 2012, let's point out. So that's always a factor to add in as well. Is everything all right? Ian Birch walks in as well. Josh T, let's catch up with you as we start the formation lap. Hello and welcome to the British Grand Prix.
Yeah, hello everybody. Philip Horton is reporting it's starting to spit with rain in some places around Silverstone. We'll have to see if Jess messages us and says if it is raining or not, but Silverstone celebrates 75 years since racing first took place at the former RAF base in October 1948.
I can't hear anything, though. Okay, possible race strategies. 1 stop starting on mediums for 24 laps, then going on to hard for 28 laps. 2 stops starting on softs for 14 laps, going on to mediums, 23 laps, and then going on to, I think it was softs again for the rest of the race. Right, so that is the strategies, and apologies if anyone else is trying to talk, though I can't hear right now. So formation lap seems to be nearly done. Fastest pit stop this season was a 2.07 seconds, and that was from Red Bull. What a surprise. Because they, for some reason, have decreased everything this season. I don't know how that happened since their car appeared to not be trained as much. Though,
how's that? Is that better? Is that better for you?
Yeah.
Yes?
I'm gonna...
Hang on. Try again, Dad. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were listening on the talkback feature. Is that better?
It's very loud in my ears. I forgot all about this.
Sorry.
Last year was the first time that Ferrari Carlos Sainz won. Currently there are 480,000 people in attendance. Though the anniversary of Sainz's first win, which I'm sure he is very happy about.
Right, give me 1 second. There you go. Is that better?
Yeah, a little bit.
Sorry, my fault. It's the adjustment. It's not correct on the monitors because of everything. But we'll get that sorted. We need some new ear cups. That's what the problem is.
If anything, this just proves that you need new ear.
Yeah, the ear cups are just dead.
I'd just like to say this is why I can now see exactly why my electricity bills are high.
How many mics have we got on? How many headsets have we got on?
It's the 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 monitors.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Best seat in the house. Channel 4.
Channel 4.
Sky F1, all there.
You're all right. There's Lewis's
Can you scoot
mum
that way a little bit?
stepmum and dad.
Thank you. I needed. I'm not on the camera, you see. Here we go.
Do you
then.
want me to talk now?
No, that's fine.
British. Sure.
British Grand Prix coming up. Here we go then. It's Bethlehem for Formula 1, the 2023 British Grand Prix. It's 5 lights away. 3, 4, 5 red lights. Action at Silverstone. Brilliant start from Lando Norris. He's going to lead. Oscar Piastri's going to challenge his teammate. Max Verstappen's going to go around the outside. And he's going to take Oscar Piastri. Lewis Hamilton gets the cheer for the crowd, but Lando leads. Here comes Max trying to go on the outside into Village. And Miracle have all gone through. And Hamilton's gone off the track. He's come back on in the middle of the 2 Alpine battles. He's up there too.
Sargent.
Good, so Sargent. But Lando Norris, he mastered that getaway down the Wellington Straight. No sign of protesters. That's a good sign as we head towards Brooklands for the first time. Piastri's trying to go around the outside of Hamilton. Sorry, Verstappen. We knew Lando had to hit the front. We knew he had to get ahead.
Piastri's challenging now.
He's trying to go around the outside. He's got the toe. He's going to have it. Max is looking slower coming out of left field. Listen to the crowd as the circuit knows where he is. Piastri's going to the inside of Verstappen. Down the Cobb's corner. And it's a McLaren 1-2 for the Prix lead. Norris leads. Verstappen, Piastri, Leclerc, Russell. Hamilton dropped down to 9th, Megan.
I'm just really praying that Lando keeps up the pace and gets as far away from Max as possible.
I'm just happy that Piastri had so much strength in that car to actually make a challenge on the Red Bull.
The British fans are loving this. They can see Lando Norris leading the British Grand Prix. He got a great getaway, Josh, and that's exactly what he needed to do. And he leads lap 1 to the thunderous applause of 480,000 combined.
This is absolutely incredible. Hamilton overtakes Gasly for 8th, but Lando Norris is leading at the British Grand Prix. This is incredible.
Best news of the day, by the way, is the fact that we've got through the opening lap without a red flag, Omi, and Ferrari are actually looking strong. Leclerc to 4th, Sainz dropping down to 6th, but I think the biggest one was Hamilton dropping down.
Yeah, he obviously got pushed off, didn't he, Josh?
Omi now.
Obi, did he get pushed off?
Oh, you can talk, go on.
Yeah, I think that Lewis was pushed off maybe by the other one that lost 2 places, which was Albon.
Yeah, go on, Omi.
Yeah, it's not too bad for Sainz because Russell obviously had the soft compound of tyres, so he got a better start. But Verstappen is staying inside the 1 second, so Norris hasn't been able to fully get away. As you can see, them all make their way to Pops. And there was rain, rain soon as Sky went off air. Laura Winter, Chris Medland also all tweeting. So yeah, there is rain in the air, which can make this race a tiny bit chaotic as well.
Megan.
There's officially a 1 second gap now between Lando Norris and Max Verstappen. Meaning it's going to take at least a lap or 2 if Max ever wanted to catch up, but I don't think he's going to.
It's just the scenes you like to see, isn't it, for the British Grand Prix?
This old airfield is on a plateau. It's windy, and it can rain on one side of the track and not the other. It's the largest track in Formula 1.
Yeah.
And go Norris.
Lando Norris, if he can win the British Grand Prix with Lewis Hamilton, I know. We've had such a horrible summer. That's the problem as well. But Verstappen, well, we're 4 Brits out of Wimbledon. We're losing the cricket. Not looking great elsewhere, is it? But last night, you're going to go to
the Young Lions won last night and became European champions.
What's going on with your microphone today? There you go, that'll do. Megan, talk us to the start.
And I watched it.
Replay of the race start. See at the front, Lando immediately kind of cut off 2 people. He got both Piastri and Verstappen at the same time, though Piastri going to the side kind of enabled for Lando to just like get a cut on Max. So it's like, nope, sorry, you're being cut off by 2 people. You're like a piece of meat in a sandwich.
I know somebody right now who is going to be absolutely sure. Look at that. Max had a 0.26 reaction time. Norris 0.23, and he just jumped him. I said to the beginning, Max got an okay start, but Lando just easing the clutch away. He was super smooth.
Determined.
Yeah.
He's been riding a high.
Say again?
Rain spotted at turn 7.
Oh, and DRS has been enabled. Josh T?
And that is Loffield. I was just about to say there is a very angry looking cloud above the circuit at Woodcote, which is turn 8.
I think Lando felt that because he's lost a lot of time. He had a second. Now it's only half a second to Verstappen. That's not on pure pace either. Lando leads lap 4 from Norris. Well, not Lando leads Norris, obviously. From Verstappen, Piastri, Leclerc, Russell, top 5. Russell the soft tyres. Ocon, Tsunoda, De Vries on soft tyres. Hard tyres, Bottas and Hülkenberg.
Is this the longest that someone other than Red Bull's been in the lead for a while?
Well, if you think back to Austria, how long did Charles Leclerc lead for? It was around about 10 laps, wasn't it?
Yeah, but the thing is, before that, it was about 200 odd laps, wasn't it? That
Max had won,
Max had led.
He led for 2 months, effectively. He led from everyone from the Miami Grand Prix. He led every lap in Monaco, Spain, and Canada. So effectively across 2 months, he managed to
We all wish
challenge.
he would have crashed.
This is Luffield then. Not seeing any rain clouds so far. I'm just having a look on Channel 4, which is 3 seconds back. Still not seeing anything down there, that part of the track. DRS is enabled. Here's the helicopter camera with the new tags for Norris and Verstappen. There's Piastri coming in. Hamilton is sort of doing okay. He's behind.
That's more than half a second, isn't it, that?
Yeah, that's a lot more. 0.6, in fact. 0.7 according to this time in Ronson, so it is getting a lot closer. Megan, what are you seeing on the weather radar? Massive chances of thunderstorm in around about 20 minutes. Great.
And now.
And Max has got DRS coming into Stowe, but he still can't get ahead of Lando. I think if you still look at the timing tables, look, they're all still packed together across the driver trackers. They're still packed racing. No one's actually getting a separational gap as of yet. So this is still all to play for. As we come across the line, the British fans are loving this. They are cheering every single time Lando went through. Jess, we saw like yesterday, if you're watching our pre-show, and it was 2 hours long, so I guess you might have been, but Jess sent us in some clips in the end of qualifying. When Lando took provisional pole, the massive eruption from the main grandstand was unbelievable.
The thing about Hamilton is that he's stuck behind his old rival, Alonso.
Yeah, he is, 7th.
No matter who you are, getting past Alonso isn't easy.
Here comes Max Verstappen. He's got the DRS now down the Wellington Straight to pull to the inside of Brooklands. He's going to go for the move late, but will he make the corner? Yes, Lando's going to come back at him, but Max Verstappen takes the lead in the British Grand Prix of Brooklands. Lando's not done yet, though. Lando's trying to go on the outside of Lovefield, and Max goes a little bit wide. Lando's still with him as they come on towards Cobb's corner. Can Lando do it?
Lando will get DRS as well.
And Max knows it. Lando's not giving out. These two racing so hard through turn number 9 as well, the Cobb's corner. On board with George Russell.
Good position in there.
End of the race.
End of the race. Okay, well, it could be soon. Let's just see what we get. So far, this is brilliant. Max is back ahead, though, on lap 5, but we can still see some differences coming into the Grand Prix. Yeah, this is where we're going through now to Chapel down the Hanger Straight. Piastri's closing in now on Norris. Norris does have the DRS, but it's just not effective. And now we're seeing Russell trying to go around the outside of Charles Leclerc. He tried to dummy him, but it was so late. He almost made contact with him.
I wish he did.
He's going to go for it on the inside to Surveyor. Leclerc goes defensive. Vettel tried that, and he ended up piling with Max Verstappen to the back of him. That was a typical Vettel-Leclerc move. He taught him everything he knows.
Carlos is thinking about it. He's thinking about going after Russell so that he can try and both keep Ferrari position and so that he can. Well, let's face it. He's got in mind of winning.
Oh, what a premonition I've just had about. 3 laps in the future, safety car deployed.
I've got a feeling.
I've got this feeling as well.
If that's not moving under braking, I don't know what is.
Yeah, I think he's right. It is moving under braking, isn't it? And Norris is still keeping in with Verstappen. He can't let him get away, especially if there's rain in the air.
He doesn't want to.
No. Josh T, what have you made? Oh, and Hamilton trying to go on the outside of Alonso through Brooklyn. So
you stay away from him.
Swap it into left field. Not going to work. The 2 old rivals who've ding-donged. Shoe Hamilton. Shoe. It's the British Grand Prix, and you're saying Shoe Hamilton.
Shoe. Let Alonso win.
As we said, Alonso's position in there was just like Max's against Norris. It was perfect.
And as they come through once again, Josh T, back to you.
Yeah, good. First 6 laps, and Verstappen already got an 8/10 lead, and you might lose TV pictures for a second. I'll try not to break anything.
Yeah, not us, him and Omi. Let's hear from Lando.
Okay, Lando. Oscar has been told to hold position. He's holding position. We go together.
We go together.
Or not at all.
Yep, it's like, and Hamilton trying to go to the inside of Alonso, coming into the braking zone at Vale. Not going to try there, are you? Megan, you keep craning your neck to see the monitor, but you've got another one directly below you.
Yeah, I know. It's habit.
It's on board. My eyes keep flicking to everywhere. It's like completely ludicrous the amount of screens we've got here today to keep into it. Hamilton coming on the inside line then. Omi, this could be good for Hamilton. He needs to clear Alonso. Alonso's holding him up. He's 2 seconds back to Sainz in the main party.
Yeah, Hamilton will have a chance now. Alonso hasn't got the best exit, so I think Josh, you might go for it now.
He's going to go for it. DRS will be active now at the exit of Aintree. Almost loses the rear tyre. Hamilton pulls the inside line down the Wellington Straight and easily dispatches Fernando Alonso to the cheers of the British crowd. It's not biased, is it, at all, this crowd? The 140,000 of them that have made their way into Silverstone today. 480 in total, the largest crowd ever at Silverstone. The largest crowd ever at Silverstone. Hate the booing, says Megan. What is the British Grand Prix?
Still, it's Fernando Alonso.
What's Sergio Perez done? Oh, is he going to make a move? There's a lock-up for Mahas there. That's going to be... That's going to be...
Also not surprising.
Hulkenberg. And Perez up to... That's a very old message, because Perez is up to 13th. Hulkenberg's down to 16th.
What's there?
No, it's a very old message, that one. Let's take a look. So Perez is going to go on the inside. Hulk's going to turn in. Don't tell me there's contact. This was on lap 5. It's now lap 7. Is that Hulkenberg? Yeah, it's Hulkenberg.
No, he clipped
front wing.
The front wing of the Haas.
Is that rain?
Look, it came off completely.
The little side pod flew off of Hulkenberg's car. And look how deflected. It deflected off the halo. Isn't that brilliant? It deflected off the halo.
That would have hit him in the head if
It would have. That completely bounced off the halo. Fantastic angling of position there.
Oh, now there's loads of things.
Look at this. McLaren's are still keeping in touch with Max Verstappen, isn't he? And Hulkenberg's into the pits to change his tyres. Oh, look, the F2 lot are leaving. Look at the top there.
Yeah, I know, I saw it. the white F2 lorries.
Car's pulling a bit weird. Yeah, wind is fairly variable, Max.
It's an old air.
Yeah, fairly windable air as well, as Crofty just said.
Yeah, because it's an airfield, and you know, it's a big, wide open space. And they built a lot of these buildings on it. Have you seen the new complex of housing?
It's a house as well, isn't it? I want
Housing.
one. I'd live there. I'd live there.
Well, we'd all love you. See you next week, Josh. There.
I'm moving in.
Got that'd cut my electricity bill, wouldn't it?
Squatter's rights. Anyway.
Spinny.
Spinny. What are you going to spinny on?
I'm hoping.
Oh, right. Yeah, Max is not looking good, is he? That rear of the car just sort of becoming slightly unstable.
Ooh, thank you.
Rain cloud is coming in again, isn't it? Just over the back now. It's now on the hanger straight, and Russell's having another attack on Leclerc. Not going up. Oh, that's saying now would be a good time to insert ads. No, I will do that post-race. Right, winds are gusts up to 35 kilometres an hour. My goodness, that wind's blowing in. The one good thing here on YouTube is ad-free for this race. We do all the ads in the pre-show and everything, and then post-race I go and put them in.
What's the point in ads on a live
Exactly my
thing?
point. If there's a
It's
red...
like, great, you missed something and you're behind forever.
Yeah, if there's a red flag, we'll put ads in. But no ads during races. Qualifying's practice.
Before the F2 this morning, you had a 3-minute and a 1-minute ad.
That's going to be good. So YouTube might have listened to that email I quickly fired off to them in between F2 and F3 as well. Basically, give me money.
Do you know what it got to at this point? I was wondering
where
you were. Where you were, so I thought, I'll just check the YouTube channel. It's like, oh, he's in the box.
To be fair, you're not the only person who's done that. Some other people have tried to get in contact with me today.
Yeah, but that was when I woke up. I was like...
Apparently, oh, never mind. And I was just getting a text message about that BBC presenter that's allegedly been, I can't say anymore, but he's been suspended apparently, whoever they are. As we come through into Cop's Corner once more, it's like 9 of 52 the British Grand Prix. Oh, Hulkenberg. Track limits turn 15, lap 7. Okay, not too bad.
So there's nothing for taking his wing off.
No.
But, you know...
Don't you dare go off the track limits.
Well, of course not. It was a Red Bull who did that.
Here comes George Russell. Hey there, Georgie boy on the inside. Nope, not going to go.
It wasn't the favoured Red Bull.
Doesn't matter.
Anyone lost ears? Because as soon as you put that down, it's not like I heard interference.
No, I'm all right.
Oh, good. I think we need new connectors. I should order some.
I think we don't use the chat anymore.
Well, there's so many people in the dear chat. They're all sort of chatting among themselves.
Okay.
So
is that what Josh does?
Yeah, Josh T focus on the chat, but also if you do want to get in touch with us, let's have a look. This is the best call I've ever heard. Rock on Josh's anniversary. Thank you. If you want to get in touch with me on the YouTube chat, use the @ function, @ Joshua Birch Motorsport. Just tag the channel at me, and then I can see it pop up.
And subscribe, and hit the bell or whatever it is.
He's learning. Ocon's out.
Yeah, no, team's doing a great job. We have some good pace today.
Zach's talking over the radio. I think Esteban Ocon is out of the Grand Prix. I'd switch off on Channel 4, but yeah.
Kendra says it.
Haley
and Kendra.
You've been paying attention. What's happened to Lewis Hamilton? Oh, this was him getting past Fernando Alonso, but I think Esteban Ocon is out of the Grand Prix. As Hamilton back down on the inside line and towards turn 1 on this. As Hamilton swings through. So all looking good. Have you had a premonition?
Mine went wrong.
Your what?
Premonition, because there's no safety car.
That's lap 10.
Yeah, well, I'm not really looking forward to my premonition of fire.
Ocon so far isn't out of the race, so I won't add him to the marker of doom just yet.
Maybe it would have happened to Ocon if he hadn't pitted. Maybe that's what it is.
Pit window is open for those on lap 11 to 17.
What I love about this track...
Oh, 2 seconds. Max.
Okay, we're expecting some lightish rain in around 2 or 3 minutes. Will last 3 or 4 minutes, similar to Q2.
Will that be?
Since when were you Mother Nature?
Jonathan Wheatley knows exactly what's doing.
What I love about this track is it's not only fast, it's not only got awesome corners and things like Maggot and Beckett
and
things like that, but it's also got wind that makes it almost impossible to set these cars up properly.
It's the great equaliser, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more on driving skill here than anywhere.
Do you know how you bribe rain?
That's coming in big, isn't it?
You release water vapour.
If that wind changes, which it could do at 35 gusts per second, as MP leaves the track.
It's Britain. Of course it's going to change.
Yeah, it's going to come in, yeah.
Owen's temperamental. Doesn't stay in one place for 1 second. One day I can be walking down the street, wind blowing behind me, and all of a sudden, bang.
Yeah, Ocon is officially out of the Grand Prix. So just like, when did he finish last year, actually, Esteban Ocon? Points record came in end as he retired from the race last year. So yeah, he was out last year. I thought he was. Gasly retired last year as well, didn't he? No, it was Ocon, not Gasly. Oh no, which one was it last year who came to a stop on the pit straight? In my notes it says Gasly, but I swear it was Ocon last year who came to a stop on lap 35, not Gasly. I'll double check that, but either way, poor weekend for Ocon. 6th in practice 1, 13th practice 2, 16th practice 3, qualified 13th, and he's just been going lower and lower throughout the entirety of the Grand Prix.
I feel obligated to mention it's Noemi's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Noemi.
Megan, your favourite thing from Austria is back. As it's raining! It's raining! It's raining! Sorry! It's raining! I just saw the sun shining throughout the clouds as well. It is raining at Club.
Albon, lap time deletion.
Look!
Stroll, lap time deletion.
So it's now starting to rain, Omi.
From lap 10? What the?
If it's only a short shower, Omi, would Ferrari risk putting on Inters? Because they like being on the alternative. Yeah, I heard that.
Maybe. Go ahead, Josh D.
Last year, Gasly completed 26
2 seconds.
laps.
In the rain, but it's going to miss us on the radar.
Okay.
Be so sure about that. First drop from the visor.
No, George,
You can
it's just
actually
sweat.
see it coming down up there.
Yeah.
Is it better on that one?
Yeah, no, it's
like
better on that
freeze,
one.
lap
You can
time
actually
deletion.
see, but it is on the far side of the track and it's not hitting
The circuit, it's just
the
outside of it,
circuit,
yeah. But it starts blowing. But Russell's having spots of rain. But we saw that in Spain, and it turned out to be sweat. So who knows? Josh T, back to you.
Yeah. Gasly completed 26 laps and Ocon completed 37 laps last year.
Nice one, thank you.
Kind of ominous. I've just seen a group of.
Look at that! Lightning! Swear I just saw lightning.
Yeah, but this is an IndyCar, so IndyCar stop when it's lightning in the... Is that only on the ovals?
On all courses now.
All courses now.
And look at that from Perez to dive to the inside, and Perez makes a move on Stroll for 11th. He's one place now outside the points as well. Let's go for Lando.
Can we make plan A work currently?
Yes. Yeah, I think so. For sure.
So plan A, McLaren, fingers crossed, are better at this alphabet system than Ferrari, whose Google translator from Italian to English gets their A's, B's, A, O mixed up.
I think they're on Greek now.
It would make more sense for the dancing we saw yesterday with Charles Leclerc being spun around everywhere.
You should have seen the dancing I saw come from Fernando Alonso, which one of my friends sent me. It's like, it didn't say specifically it was Fernando Alonso. I was just like, that's Fernando Alonso.
At least you're not being haunted by Max Verstappen singing in AI voice. That friend of mine keeps saying to me. It's quite funny, actually.
I really don't ever say that to me. I don't need that in my nightmares.
I won't say it. It's all right. It's an AI. It sounds like him. It's really weird. Lap 13 and 52. Yeah. Rain coming in the air. Can you imagine the AI version of me? It'll break trying to keep up with my voice.
It probably do what Day-Day's phone did and create a virus and destroy itself.
Yes. I like how you changed that to what it actually did, because we can't see it on YouTube. Anyway, lap 13, Verstappen leads, Norris, Piastri, Leclerc, Russell, Sainz, Hamilton, Alonso, Gasly, Albon the top 10, Perez, Stroll, Tsunoda, Sargent, De Vries, Zhou, Bottas, Magnussen, Hülkenberg and Ocon in there too, as this battle continues. It is actually quite a close Grand Prix. Verstappen hasn't escaped into the distance, only 2 seconds ahead of Lando here. It's not over yet.
Lap time deletion, also, they're backlocked.
Max, it's a little bit of wind.
You're not in a hurricane.
No, it's actually a very... If you look at the flags, it's a lot of wind.
What's the wind speed?
Max, don't worry. You're in a car that literally weighs a ton. Unless you're in a hurricane or a tornado, I think you're good.
Megs, look at the speed traps on the timing teller. Verstappen 289.
It was a typhoon,
Leclerc 295. Russell 300.